You're watching the 420 Pace, found at 420pace.ca. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this toke. Listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Oh yeah, baby, that's lovely.
Good morning, it's October the 6th, and welcome to Psychedelics and Cannabis Educational News. Cindy has the day off, but I have 5 stories for today. But first, don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow button. And by the looks of it, I am not airing at a lot of Facebook locations, but hey, what can you do? I will just continue on with the news. Today, we'll be visiting the U.S., Colombia, Canada. Plus, we're learning about a new discovery involving Switzerland and Italian researchers. But first, we're going to head to Indonesia, where people face the death penalty. Correct, the death penalty for cannabis. And that's why we can't stop the advocacy work that we're doing. Just because cannabis is legal here in Canada doesn't mean that we just stop. But unfortunately, that's what it looks like when you look at the rallies that go on in the city. Unlike in the past, when thousands of people would show, you're lucky if you get, 100 people now. So, but all we can do is keep marching and keep fighting, and hopefully it's sometime sooner than later that people won't face the death penalty for cannabis stuff. Alrighty, here we go. First story of the day. This one comes to me from Marijuana Moment, and the headline says just that. American basketball player faces potential death penalty over medical cannabis after an arrest in Indonesia. Yeah, he's an American basketball player is potentially facing the death penalty or a lengthy prison sentence after being arrested in Indonesia over possession of cannabis gummies. He said he was using them for medical purposes to treat his Crohn's disease. I have Crohn's disease. Jared Shaw, a 35-year-old Texan who's played internationally with the team Prawira Bandung and helped secure a victory in the 2023 Indonesian Basketball League, was arrested in May by Indonesian law enforcement after receiving a package of over 100 gummies. Indonesia has extremely punitive drug laws, including for cannabis, and the crime carries the possibility of capital punishment. Shaw conceded in an interview with The Guardian recently that he made a stupid mistake, but he explained that he uses cannabis to treat symptoms for his gastrointestinal issues. He says, "I use cannabis as medicine. I have an inflammatory condition called Crohn's disease that's incurable." Correct, it's incurable. There's no medicine apart from cannabis that stops my stomach from aching, he says, and goes on to continue with, "I made a stupid mistake. There's people telling me I'm about to spend the rest of my life in prison over some edibles." Now, the cannabis gummies he purchased and that were delivered to him before being swarmed and arrested by police weighed 869 grams, resulting in a charge that accused him of possessing essentially a kilo of cannabis, even though most of the weight was from non-cannabis components of the edible. The State Department spokesman told Marijuana Moment that they are aware of the reports of a U.S. citizen detained in Indonesia, but that due to privacy considerations, we have no further comment. And that's why we got to keep advocating worldwide. Just because it's legal here in Canada and some other countries doesn't mean you stop. You got people that are potentially being hung to death for gummies. How is that right? Correct. It's not. That's why people got to speak up and say more. All righty, here we go. On to my next story of the day. That one gets me upset, so I'll just leave it at that. And we'll go on to the next one. Here we go. This one's coming to me from StratCan. Headline, the headline on this one says that Ontario cannabis retailers calling for a coordinated effort against unlicensed stores. A group calling itself Retailers for Enforcement is calling on the Ontario government to take action against the surge of illegal storefronts and unlicensed online sellers in the province. The group has organized a campaign to encourage cannabis business owners and others to contact the provincial representatives to come up with a more comprehensive province-wide approach to managing these kinds of illicit operators. Now, Vish Joshi, founder of Forever Buds and a lead organizer of the campaign, says the lack of enforcement is threatening the integrity of the legal cannabis system. While retailers like himself, he says, pay a high price to operate in the legal market, it's unfair to have to compete with an unenforced, unregulated market, he says. It goes on with Ontario's legal cannabis ecosystem was built to protect Canadian consumers through strict regulations, quality controls, and accountability. But Doug Ford's government is allowing the illicit market, including illegal storefronts and unlicensed e-commerce websites, to penetrate that system unchecked. Now, the province took a heavy-handed law enforcement approach years ago. Some of you may remember Project Claudia. This was in the lead up to legalization, but somewhat more measured after October the 17th. Now, bylaw officers are now often left to handle illegal stores in cities like Toronto, an approach that appears to have encouraged some more gutsy entrepreneurs to operate in the open again, with seemingly little concern or expectation of any kind of enforcement. The goal of this latest campaign is to call for the province to better emulate approaches taken by provinces like BC, which has a provincial cannabis enforcement team. Oh, yes, we know about them. Rather than offloading those duties to municipalities and local police. Now, Omar Khan of High Tide says it. As Canada's regulated cannabis industry continues to mature, one of the greatest threats to its success and to public safety remains the persistence of the illicit market. Despite legalization, illicit operators continue to undercut legal businesses, exploit consumers, and avoid basic standards of safety and accountability. That's why we support Ontario and other provinces following BC's lead by creating a dedicated unit empowered under administrative law to seize legal cannabis and lay fines more appropriate. Another one in British Columbia, people quite often say that the police didn't show up and raid them. The police showed up and stole their product because the product is removed and there's no charges left. So, let's see what else here. It says here that as part of Ontario's 2024 economic and fiscal outlook in brief, the provincial government is committing to invest $31 million over the next 3 years to support the provincial joint forces cannabis enforcement teams. And this OPP-led centralized enforcement unit focuses on the cannabis file. So I can just see that we'll have a cannabis safety unit like they do in British Columbia, maybe coming here in Canada down the road. Or Ontario, anyways. Alrighty, from there, I'll move on to my next story. Even though Facebook won't allow me to broadcast there today, still get the news out. That's why it's nice to be able to broadcast to more than one platform. Alrighty, here we go. On to the next story. This headline on this one from the International Cannabis Business Conference. Colombia study finds CBD to be effective for dogs. it is. The cannabis industry, as it pertains to products geared towards human patients, gets lots of attention these days, and rightfully so. A growing body of scientific research and patient experiences demonstrates that cannabis is an effective and safe form of medicine. However, the wellness benefits of cannabis are not reserved just for humans. Medical cannabis products designed to treat pets, particularly dogs, are expanding in scope and availability in many jurisdictions around the world. A team of scientific investigators affiliated with the University of Antigua in Colombia recently conducted a study examining the effectiveness and safety of CBD for cats and dogs. The study's findings were published in the Journal of Small Animal Practice. It says a systematic review was conducted across PubMed, Lilacs, Scopus, and Google Scholar from February 2014 to February 2024. The research strategy included both mesh terms and free text keywords related to medical cannabis, including medical marijuana, cannabis, and cannabicrica. That one I've never heard of, combined with terms referring to domestic cats and dogs. The researchers stated about their methodology. Now, additionally, title, abstract keywords, including cannabis, were used to retrieve literature on cannabinoids and the therapeutic applications. The 22 articles were identified examining cannabidiol-based formulations for osteoarthritis, epilepsy, atopic dermatitis, post-surgical pain, and behavioral issues. Cannabis-based products for medicinal use with cannabidiol as the primary active constituent demonstrated improvements in pain, behavior, and seizures with no serious adverse effects, the researchers found. While promising, the long-term efficacy, effectiveness, optimal dosages, and safety of cannabis-based products for medical use remain unclear. Further studies are needed to confirm the therapeutic potential and ensure safety veterinary use. Now, the researchers concluded the global that's what they concluded. Now, the global cannabidiol pet market was worth an estimated $693 million in 2023, according to a recent market analysis by Global Market Insights. Now, the CBD pet product market is projected to grow at an estimated 18% from 2024 to 2032. That's a big growth over time, for sure. And yeah, there's lots of people out there now who are giving their dogs cannabis in order to help them with a better quality life. So, all righty, that one's gone. And we're going to move on to the next story as I get it all ready here. And this story is coming to me from the Marijuana Moment, where the headline says, scientists discover new compound with remarkable antioxidant and skin anti-inflammatory benefits. The story says, a new cannabis compound that appears to have remarkable antioxidant and skin anti-inflammatory properties has been discovered by scientists. The isolated cannabinoid, classified as cannabitol, CBGD is what the short form is, shows promise for the expanding base of knowledge regarding the therapeutic and medical potential for the cannabis plant. Now, CBGD is formed when two cannabinoids molecules bind together with the methylene bridge, the researchers explained in a new paper. Aside from its promising medical findings, CBGD is also one of the rare compounds in a class known as dimeric cannabinoids, one of only 4 dimeric molecules currently identified in cannabis. The study says that they demonstrated that cannabitol, which is that CBGD, exhibits remarkable antitoxin and skin anti-inflammatory activity significantly higher than that observed by the known dimeric cannabinoid cannabinoid. Sorry, now, the Italian and Swiss authors, writing in September 2025 issue of the peer-reviewed Journal of Natural Products said their results suggest that among the many still unknown cannabinoids, there are also methylene bridge dimmers for other cannabinoids, including dimmers composed of two different cannabinoids with potential biological activities of great interest. The synthesis of analytical standards could be useful in facilitating the identification of these cannabinoids in cannabis extracts, they wrote, adding that natural dimeric cannabinoids are of considerable importance as they enable further exploitation of chemical space, potentially leading to novel biological activities beyond those of their respective monomers. Now, the chemists examined the NF-kBA molecule pathway that seems to serve as a master switch for inflammation, given the prolific nature of its impact across a wide range of cells that leads to the condition. Now, cannabinol, which is CBGD, appears to show the potential of inhibiting inflammation. So let's hope it does, and let's hope that they can do some more research, find out, and help patients down the road. So unfortunately, these things just don't happen overnight sometimes, and need more reports and more information. It's just when they say these things over and over and over again for years on end that it sort of gets frustrating. So, all right, time for me to bring up the last story of today. And this one comes to me from Penn today. And it headline says that psilocybin targets brain circuits to relieve chronic pain and depression. Now, researchers at Penn Medicine have identified specific brain circuits that are impacted by psilocybin, the active compound found in some psychedelic mushrooms, which could lead to new paths forward for pain and mental health management options. Chronic pain affects more than 1.5 million people worldwide and is often deadly entangled with depression and anxiety, creating a vicious cycle that amplifies suffering and impairs quality of life. The study from Perelman School of Medicine, this published in Nature Neuroscience, offers new insight into ways to disrupt this cycle. It says, as an anesthesiologist, I frequently care for people undergoing surgery who suffer from both chronic pain and depression. In many cases, they're not sure which condition came first, but often one makes the other worse, says Joseph Sisson, an assistant professor of anesthesiology in critical care at Penn and senior author of the study. Now, the new study offers hope, he says. These findings often open the door to developing new, non-opioid, non-addictive therapies, as psilocybin and related psychedelics are not considered addictive. By administering a single dose of psilocybin, the researchers found both pain and pain-induced anxiety and depression-like behaviors were reduced, with those benefits lasting almost 2 weeks. Now, psilocybin acts by gently activating specific brain signals called serotonin receptors. Now, unlike other signals or other drugs that fully turn these signals on and off, psilocybin acts more like a dimmer switch, says Kretchen, and turning it just to the right level. Now, researchers believe the findings from this study could also inform therapies for other conditions involving dysregulated brain circuits, such as addiction or post-traumatic stress injury, as we like to call PTSD here. Yeah, so there we go. Mushrooms. Just amazing what they keep finding when it comes to the benefits of mushrooms, magic mushrooms. The psilocybin is just doing wonders for many people. Alrighty. Other than that, I'm done for today. Weather-wise, I'm looking nice and sunny out there. Don't forget, if you liked what you heard, check out some of our other stuff as well. Hit the subscribe button and follow button. Other than that, that's a report for today. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to our sponsors, LimestoneCityHydroponics.com, at ease.ca, and the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. We'll see you again Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget to educate, medicate, and do not incarcerate. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. You're watching the 420 Pace, found at 420pace.ca. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this toke.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're watching the Hi Guys podcast with Al and the other Al on the 420 Pace Project.
Hey, welcome to the Hi Guys. Hi, Guy. How you doing?
I'm wondering when this lag will go away.
Oh, probably never.
Don't say that.
I'm not noticing any right now. I know it was before we went live.
I have 4 windows open on a computer that I should only have 1.
Ah.
And there's a lag between you and I with the audio.
Well, I got probably, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got about a dozen tabs open.
Well, this is what I usually do, but you know.
Yeah. But I know yeah. Well, hey, as my son says, my laptop's done good for being around for 6 years.
I'm using the laptop that I used to walk around with.
Oh, that's old.
Okay. I bought it specifically to do our remotes when we were doing audio only. And it's a fast computer. It's what they call a 3-in-1. It's a touch screen tablet laptop kind of thing. And it works real good. Unless you open 2 YouTube videos at the same, you know, that kind of thing, right?
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So, how's things in your neck of the woods? You getting snow yet?
Oh, shut up, Al. Fort Williams has had snow, which is 3 hours from here, up north.
Oh,
Yeah,
3 hours north of you.
Yeah, but you know what? Like everybody else, Ontario is in a heat wave right now, and we're in a lull. But next few days, you're going to start feeling it again. They're saying that it's going to be up in the 30s in Toronto. So,
oh, I know that I was in Bancroft over the weekend, and they said by Wednesday it was supposed to be a high of 9.
Yeah. Well, I sent you my forecast for the week. And it's like a roller coaster. But,
yes.
You know, the plants are loving it.
Good.
Kind of.
Good.
Well, you know, they sleep at night, so they don't care if it's a little chilly. I'm worried about frost, but there's a greenhouse, so you know.
Yeah.
Although
well, at least the greenhouse will protect them from the frost.
As long as the windows stay in. We had 90-kilometer-an-hour winds yesterday and the day before, all night.
And
like you could hear it smashing up against when it comes up the hill. You can feel the house move, right?
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
So how did the greenhouse make it? How did the greenhouse?
Can you hear you?
Oh, I can hear. That's right. Yeah.
It knock on wood. If it can get through another 2-3 weeks, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Well, things are crossed. You can.
I had everything ready to go to move them in yesterday, and everybody said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 stop!"
Yeah, you just took them in for the day to get them away from the bad wind.
Yeah, no,
that's one thing. But to move them in permanently, yeah, I was one of those whoa whoa-ers.
Yes, you were. Well, you know, I'm not. They're fine. They really are. You've seen the pictures, and they just need another week or two, maybe even 3. We'll play it by ear, and we'll go from there. And
the pictures that you sent me, you know, they're still waiting. They're not quite ready yet. So, in the next couple of weeks.
I'm thinking 2-3 weeks. Yeah, because everything's a little slower, and I am about a month, maybe a month and a half behind you guys because of the weather here.
Yeah, right? But it's all done by light, right? As far as triggering them.
Right, and we haven't been getting much light the last few days. That's not right. Yesterday it was night. The day before that it was raining. Right now it's cloudy, and these clouds look like mean. It was so windy the other day, Al, that I could see the white caps on the lake from
on the lake.
Yeah, I could see the white. You know, people do. There are people drive around with surfboards on their fucking trucks here. I wouldn't, you know, but apparently we get 20-foot waves here.
Out in the lake.
Yeah. No, I don't think in our inlet here. We're kind of in an inlet from Slade Island.
Right.
But you know, we had the
and you're at the south end, so you would get anything coming from the north come right at you, wouldn't it?
I'm facing south. The front of the house faces south.
Okay, and it faces the lake.
And I face the lake. Yeah, I can see the lake. There's a row of houses on the other side of the road, and then it goes right into the forest. Down in the forest is where the bears live. Obviously, and also where the golfers live. because that's where the golf course.
Right.
We have a 9-hole golf course that's supposed to be really good. So
Oh, yeah. You haven't tried it then. You haven't been there.
my golf days have been over for 30 years, Al, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think
to.
the last time I went golfing, I was living in Mount Forest, and we used to go.
Oh,
We used to go quite frequently just to have a few beers and smoke
Yeah.
a couple of doobies and hit the ball around. I was never very good at it. I was as a kid, not as an adult.
that was one of the things that we did while I was at work. Part of the the guys get together, play golf, or we would go after work and play, and then or we would get together in the summertime, play baseball. In the wintertime, we get together to play hockey. That was
We drank.
Did just
We drank.
we did that at times too, but yeah, everybody
we
was
spent a lot of time in Ramsden Park in Toronto, which is the big
Mhm.
park at Rosedale subway station that goes from Yonge to Avenue Road. It's basically Yorkville now, and that's
Yeah.
I grew up on Roxborough and hung out in Ramsden Park, and wow, everything from church people to drinking with Bruno Gerussi on a dark bench. Okay. Do you remember that name?
No, not really. Well,
Bruno Gerussi
yes and no.
was the lead.
Yeah, I recognize the
actor
name, but I can't think of what all it's
on
associated with.
Beachcombers.
Beachcombers, right?
He was also the first. He hosted the first celebrity cooking show. Before Graham Kerr and Julia Child, there was Bruno Gerussi, Italian
Cooking show.
Yeah.
You mean somebody
Yep.
that came along before Martha Stewart?
celebrity cooking. Oh fuck, dude, we're talking the 70s here, 70s, 80s. Much music wasn't even there yet.
Yeah.
I was still doing CB radio shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. XM. I can remember XM, and there was a bunch of numbers.
XM 4290035.
Okay, I know the 42. I just can't remember the rest of it.
No, you got yours around the same time as I did with You Got 42.
Probably. Yeah. Granimal was my name.
10-4 kid, because I said 10-4 a lot. Kind of like LOL back then.
Oh. Yeah. All righty. Well, we should find out what
are you smoking?
I'm just going to say it's called Blueberry Bliss, and we'll talk about it after.
Okay. Well, let's see. I got my shadow riser. It's got, I think I'm finally to the end of that rosin that I got off of Naomi back in the spring.
Really?
Yeah, the rum one.
Cool. I have just Fico in mine.
And then I'm finishing up my comatose.
Resin?
Mm-hmm.
Resin rosin.
Shadow riser.
That stuff's a little bit too thick for the shadow riser, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not using it. I'm just
Get it
saying
in there.
the amount of vapor that you can get going with it.
Oh,
That's all. So yeah,
I got a pen that has a temperature gauge on it. I can set the temperature, and I very rarely put it on high until the end, just to clean it out. You put it on high.
Is it one with the dial? Does it have the dial on the bottom or on the bottom, so you can turn it?
Yeah, I actually have two of them that have a variable temperature. Variable. That's our word for today, kids. Variable.
Yeah. The geez, I saw your message this morning. I'm just looking and seeing where we're yeah. Okay, now the code, right? Is that what you're pointing at? The code?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at their destinations. It just looks so lonely up there.
Destinations. Oh, I know. You know what? I'm okay. So let's just tell the people, okay. That
Right.
we are we've both been barred from broadcasting on Facebook. So although we are live, hi, how are you? I can see it says live
I
right
see
there.
we are.
Go to our Facebook page or go to 420pace.ca and you can watch us live right on our website, like we used to before we had all these finagly things.
Yeah.
And you can watch all our shows all day long, both Al's shows from Pace, my shows from 420 Radio are there. And all I have to say is they're doing something, because I saw somebody also post that their Instagram got clipped yesterday and then restored. So something's going on with Facebook. And we're not on Facebook right now. So I'll say it again. Facebook.
Yeah, Jody had her Instagram account.
That's who it was.
Down.
It was Jody. Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah. So yeah, and, Facebook, Instagram, it's all owned by the same people. And
I don't do Instagram. You know that. We have a page I have a page, and then we have a page for 420 Pace. But primarily Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Sorry. Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn. Hi, LinkedIn. And so anyways, watch us on YouTube. And then you don't have to worry about us getting.
You want to see if I can add us to another Facebook destination?
I was going to suggest. Try. We're on Pace. Oh, we are on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook. We're on your Pace page. That's the only Facebook page that it would allow me to add this morning.
G'day, buddy Weeds. How you doing? How's Scotland? I know that here we're about to get into a rainy, wet season, so you might just feel at home if you came here to Canada.
I'd give it another couple of weeks before we have slush.
Yeah.
Don't say it, Al.
Here we go. I'm gonna see if I can add your Facebook page.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry.
It tells you you're not allowed to.
It does. It says this user cannot create a live video.
And that's until November.
Didn't you get reinstated? I thought you said you sent me the message.
Yeah, but you know what? I posted a High Times article because they've been bought by the guy that owns Raw.
Yeah.
And they've become a little more active because he's very active, right? And he's pushing it.
Right.
And so they've been posting old articles, and I posted one, and apparently it had some nudity in it. And now every time somebody looks at it, I get a slap on the wee-wee.
Oh, well, just so you know, I was able to add another Facebook page.
Yeah, no, you weren't, because it says here, Facebook is having trouble, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, just showed up on my screen now. I
would suggest wholeheartedly leave the Treating Yourself magazine page out of this, Al. I would hate it if the hard work that Marcel has put together, and the only place that you can get anything treating yourself now went away because of our silliness. Because they'll clip you, then reinstate you, then clip you again. You trying again?
Yeah, I went to a different page.
Yeah, you tried my page. I can see it.
No, now I'm on the People Advocating Cannabis Education Facebook page.
Tried another one.
Yeah. It worked. Oh, I know which one. What's
still
1, 2,
going.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can do one more. Okay. And I want to do this one right here. And this is the Hi Guys page.
No, I already tried the Hi Guys page.
It wouldn't do it, eh?
Yeah, it wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Oh, I clicked on the wrong button.
What'd you kill?
And a feed to a Facebook page. I just added it back again, so we're back.
It looks like the 420 Paste page was accepted.
No, it says this user cannot create content.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Paste people. Hello, YouTube people. And once again, fuck you, Facebook.
Oh, just got another one just got knocked off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're back to where we started.
That's okay.
All that I didn't get we ran for a little while. That's about it. So yeah. All right. You got your list?
I'm just loading it here. Gotta find it.
You load it. And I'll load the segment.
It's certainly high on the list.
And of course, somebody said something to me just when I needed not to be said something to. All right. Today's list is amusing. You ready, Al?
All right.
5 signs your human is totally obsessed with you.
First, they cancel plans just to stay home and hang out with you.
Second, they sleep on the edge of the bed all night so you can stretch out like royalty.
Third, their camera roll is 90% you. The other 10% are blurry selfies with you.
Fourth, if you fall asleep on them, they'll hold that pose for hours, even if their leg's about to fall off.
Fifth, they pretend to be full just so you get the last bite.
Because we always want more.
Let me find it here.
All right.
You know,
I have it still here. Well, you do your searching around. I don't know if these messages coming.
They are becoming the AI posts that I'm finding are becoming
becoming
oh, come on, it loaded the wrong one.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I see.
please.
Okay, yeah, you could load the wrong one. I can see you scrolling there. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I found one with some cats.
With my,
I found some cat ones. AI generated.
I saw that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, were you gonna bring it back up? I see it's gone.
No.
No. Okay.
It the page died on me. You gonna bring it up or no?
Oh, well, you got the one list in there of the top things that the dogs, and humans there. You know, sleeping on the bed.
Yes, I do.
We have that.
But
Our dog doesn't. Our dog doesn't sleep on our bed. She just doesn't sleep there.
No.
No. The cat though, that's a whole different scenario. It's more like I'm so nice for the cat.
You know,
that I sleep on the
Rosa
edge of the bed,
used
so
to
he
jump
can
up.
sleep
I wake
sideways.
up almost.
You can wake up almost.
Jesus.
You call my name? No, that doesn't work.
I haven't heard anything you've said in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, haven't you? Yeah, you haven't moved a lot.
No.
Okay.
I've got some stuff I wanted to load from YouTube, but
they won't.
I'll
Get
get you
do
to do
it.
it. Well, no,
No.
if I just have the one window open, I'm fine, as you can see.
Yeah.
But if I start loading Facebook pages and videos and everything goes to crapper.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
It'd be so much easier if we could share from our phone.
Do they not have that option in the mobile end of things? It's been a while.
You cannot share a screen from your phone. I tried.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I just know it's a little different.
So we apologize
Alrighty.
for the jitteriness. Al and I are both having computer issues, but we will fix it as time goes on.
We are done with one segment and moving on to the next.
Now, if you say anything about peanut butter today, young man.
I have two recipes today from
Both
Cannabis Sherry again. And
she's been on my show. She's been on a long time.
Yeah. Okay. What don't you want? Is peanut butter this time?
No
well,
peanut butter.
I got some news for you. Today's recipe doesn't have peanut butter in it. This recipe, though, I see I've got it down here already, is a cannabis bruschetta recipe.
I've tasted that before. I'm not a fan of bruschetta, but
neither am I. But this is for everybody. A bunch of people might like bruschetta. I don't know. So here we go.
I'm sure some Italian people do.
1/8 of a cup of olive oil, 3/4 of a cup of tomatoes that are diced, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. It's minced. 1/8 of a cup of fresh basil, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a tablespoon of cannabis-infused olive oil, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 green pepper, small, minced, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and 4 thin slices of mozzarella cheese. What do you think, Alan? Do you think you could put 2 tablespoons of infused olive oil in that instead of just 1?
I double up all the time, Al.
You do? There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now,
you know,
as far as to make
when you're medicating, when you're using it for medication, you can do whatever you want. You know, the whole idea is not to be. No, I love the taste of the oil itself, like the Fico. I don't like the groggy. I have a glob. You know, Rick used to say about the size of a grain of rice, right? That's what you want to take every time you take your medication, your RSO. Man, I wake up groggy and shit. So I find that the olive oil mix is a micro dose that actually works really nice. Sorry, I cut you off, but anyways.
No problem. I'm just while you're doing that, I am just adding it to the chat, and people can be able to have access to it. Now, with instructions to say, lightly brush one side of bread with the olive oil and toast in a preheated cast iron pan or grill pan or outdoor grill fire. Now, brush exposed side of bread with the remaining oil. Turn bread after a minute or so and lightly toast second side. Remove from the pan and set aside for it to cool. Now, in a small bowl, combine the tomatoes, the garlic, basil, vinegar, cannabis oil, and stir to mix well. Season to taste with salt and pepper. Divide the tomato mixture between the tomatoes and sprinkle with Parmesan if using it.
Well, hold on now. Is it a sprinkle or a sparkle? There's a difference.
There's a sprinkle. Now I'm going to, and I see why. And I have the answer to my question, I think. In that recipe, it mentions that the right here, olive oil, quarter cup of olive oil, and they mentioned here a tablespoon of olive oil. And the reason I believe is it's not infused is because you are going to be putting that on the toast, on the bread end of things, getting it to
and it'll burn out.
Correct. So you'd use the regular stuff there, and then you would use the infused stuff in the correct. Exactly. So there you go. Recipe is in the chat. Now, what else have I got? I've always got 2 recipes. So just bring one. This one here, I think might be. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. This one I think might be good for. I'm thinking the single males. That is because it is a microwave recipe.
You know what? I'm not big on microwaves. I use the microwave to warm things up and defrost. But I stopped making a lot of fried stuff. I use my air fryer, and I've even stopped using my oven. I use my air fryer. I like my air fryer. I'm gonna need a new.
Yeah. We like it as well.
If you'd like to donate
in the wintertime
to my new air fryer fund.
Yeah.
Kidding him. There's no air fryer fund.
Okay. I'm just reading.
He's posting stuff.
Something like that. Yeah.
You're gonna bring this up. Let's bring this up here so we can look at this.
Okay, yeah, you got it. All right, there we go. It is a microwave marijuana pizzadillas recipe. Have you ever heard of these?
Well, it's like a quesadilla, I guess.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't eat Mexican food. I don't eat stuff like that. I can't handle the red sauce, eh?
Yeah, I called it a pizza. I see it's a pizzadillas. Okay, so yeah, it does look like what you said, taco style thing. Okay, quesadilla. Here we go. Equipment: you need a microwave oven. Yeah, it makes sense if it's a microwave recipe. You need 2 small flour.
Use your ice cream maker.
Yeah, 2 small flour tortillas, half a cup of mozzarella cheese, 1/3 cup pizza sauce, a half a teaspoon of cannabis infused oil, or 1/16 of a gram of decarboxylated kef. Wow, 1/16 of a gram.
That's not a
now
lot.
optional ingredients. Yeah. You ever measured off 1/16 of a gram?
Well, that's what? That's a half a quarter, right?
Quarter of a gram, a half
3.5 grams.
Quarter of a gram. That's 1/8 of a gram. Small. Optional ingredients is 1/4 cup of veggies and 1/8 to 1/2 cup of pepperonis or cooked sausage. Instructions include stir the cannabis oil or concentrate into the pizza sauce until well combined. Place a tortilla on a paper plate and spread half the cheese over the surface. Dot small bits of pizza sauce over the cheese. Add whatever optional pizza toppings you like. What would you add, Al?
I would pepperoni, mushroom, cheese, bacon. I like a meat lovers and extra cheese, please.
Yeah. Oh, well, they say to add whatever you want. As I said, finish with the remaining cheese and then add the second shell. Microwave on high for 1 minute. Cool for a few seconds before cutting into wedges.
I bet you that would be really good using a pita bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the flatbread might be too soft.
You could even use a pizza dough and fold it over, I guess. Make a pocket. But then it would be a pocket.
It'd be a pizza pocket, then, wouldn't it?
Be a pizza pocket.
So there you go. Some recipes. No peanut butter this week.
We have nothing better to do at 10 o'clock in the morning than talk about pizza pockets and tortillas. For breakfast. Breakfast tortillas. Water? Coffee?
Water.
You can't drink coffee, can you?
Correct. And I don't like coffee, so I've had some sips in my life, and that was enough for me.
I love the smell of coffee. It's a memory from going to Kensington or going to St. Lawrence Market in Toronto every Saturday morning to get ground coffee with my mom growing up, because there was a coffee there, and you can just smell it coming down the hallway. But I don't like the taste. It will make me hurl if I get a coffee.
Really?
Yep. Not even a coffee crisp.
Oh no, I don't even like coffee crisp. No, I completely agree. Yeah, yuck.
Yeah.
Like even cappuccino.
No, nothing coffee. Tea. I like all different kinds of flavors. I tried different flavors of tea, but I'm fine with your no-name $2 a bag for 100 tea bags. Apparently, Tim Hortons price is going up.
I heard that. Well, I actually saw it online. I've seen more people complain about it than I've seen actual notifications. But
I don't go to Tim's anymore because there isn't one.
But no, yeah, I'm not a coffee person. And I know at one time there's some places. This is going back like centuries and centuries ago. But at one time, coffee was illegal in places because of it being a stimulant.
There was a what do you call it? A moratorium on coffee at one point. Yeah. Moratorium. Is that what you call it? Moratorium.
Something like that. Sure.
It was kind of like alcohol at one point where it was banned.
Right.
Although we didn't have an outright alcohol ban here in Canada during the what was it called?
Prohibition.
Yeah, we didn't have that here, not for very long, anyways. You know, a lot of Canadian booze went down to the States during Prohibition.
Right
through Detroit.
I'm just sharing some stuff around here, and I'm just verifying something. All right, we're good.
I'm curious to know. We've got 3 people watching, and I'm curious to know where they're watching from and what social they're watching us on.
Well, I can tell you YouTube and Facebook.
I forgot you can look.
And then I just shared the Pace Network feed to 420 Radio.
Oh, thank you.
And the 420 Pace Project.
Do you have? I should give you admin in 420 Radio so that you can post in there without having
I just did.
to. Okay, so then you already have it, right?
Yeah,
You
take
can
a look.
post-
It should be there. Take a look.
You can post at will in there, Al. You know that.
Yeah.
I can't. Actually, I can post in there. I posted the YouTube feed this morning, and it let me post it, but we're not allowed to do live anymore on Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
All righty. From there, we're moving on to the next segment. Well, did you happen to bring anything today? I didn't
For
ask
what?
you before the show.
What segment are we doing?
Product review.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you said that at the beginning. You said you had something, but you won't talk about it later.
I got something
Yeah,
new
we're
because they didn't have what I usually get, the combo pack.
Okay.
And yeah, I thought Buddy was in Southern Ontario. You said he was in Australia.
No, yeah.
I can't remember.
I know that
Ireland,
Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah. So, anyways, what I've got here is the producer is Weed Me, and I don't know if it's called Ripped or not, but it is a blueberry bliss. I got an ounce for $101, I think it was, and at the legal store. It's 21% THC, which I like the lower, right? And 0.7 on the CBD, so there's a little bit of pain relief there. And it's not overwhelming. It's not getting me going, excited and stuff like that. So, and it is a hybrid, obviously.
Yeah. Buddy Weeds, he's as you say, he's in Southern Ontario. He's actually around probably in the neck of the woods, as I have a lot of family down that way. So, alrighty. Product review. I went out yesterday.
What'd you get?
Grabbed something. And while I was there, I noticed that there was a sign on the door, and it says entrance with an arrow pointing. Well, it was actually pointing that way. And I thought, And I thought they had a construction. So when I walked in the door and I looked around, and the front cabinet, the display cabinet, said no glass, and they were empty. And so I looked at the lady behind the counter. Actually, there was two ladies behind the counter I'd never seen before. And I said, "Oh, you guys under renovations? You're relocating the door and all this?" And she says, "No, we got broken into."
Oh.
Yeah, so the windows were the glass is all smashed out of the cabinets for display.
This is the store near you?
Yeah. Yeah.
The one that you talk about all the time. That's not cool. This has been happening a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So obviously I don't know extent of everything, but she said that they broke into, and that's why we have no glass in the cabinets. And the front door on the inside was blocked off, so couldn't get at it. And outside they had the gates. Have a gate in front of the door because it being an old train station, there's these old gates and stuff, eh? So they had it closed off.
Yeah, we didn't go in there, although I did go past it.
Yes, you did. Okay, so what I've got here today, I've never had before, and I purchased it based on a couple things. It had nothing added to it, as I like to get my live rosin. Nothing added to it.
So there's no terpenes and stuff.
You got no added terpenes, just the natural terpenes that come with it over there. And what else was it? Oh, what I did is I did a Google search for terpenes that are good for Crohn's disease.
Mm.
And this one had 2 of them in it. And there's 3 terpenes. The third one, while it didn't have it on the list for it's good for Crohn's disease, it is a terpene that helps with inflammation. And Crohn's disease is inflammation of the bowel. So it comes with limonene, carfilene, which I can't pronounce, and mycerine. They're at 11%. THC's at 79%, and CBD is a big old 0.
They list the top terpenes here on the back of this. And
so I'm just opening this for the first time.
So what flavor is it? What
this? Oh, I should tell you. Yeah, it is Galactic Runts.
I've seen that listed places. Is it any good?
I don't know.
You haven't tried it yet. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm just opening it for the first time. I just opened the seal. It was packaged on August the 22nd. So it's
a month ago. Yeah, mine was packaged. It says here, where is it? I thought it said.
Okay. It's an indica, just so you know.
Now,
to open it, I have to squeeze the top and the bottom at the
same
I
hate
time.
those ones, Al. I hate them.
Oh, this was so
it took
easy.
Me half an hour to open my first one.
Okay. Comes with the, it's got the little plastic cap on it, right? Top, bottom.
Is that it? What brand is that? Spinach?
No, Tribal.
I like Tribal. Yeah.
I like I said, I've never tried this. I don't think I've ever bought a Tribal, but I bought it because of the terpenes.
Yeah, now Tribal is a good one.
It just happens that I happen to have a Tribal battery that has the same color as the top of the cart.
Aren't you fancy?
I just discovered it now. There was nothing planned on that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it tells me how strong my battery is. Right now, I'm at 2.2 volts.
Yeah, but you had a crash and you lost all your numbers at one point, didn't you?
No, I've lost my pen.
I thought that you had issues with it, and it reset the count.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
I know that I lost.
Although I'm sure you can.
I lost the whole battery with the cart on it. It's somewhere around here. I haven't got a clue.
Oh, so this is a new one.
This is this one here. It's up to 900. No, hang on. 891.
How much are the batteries, Al?
These $15
for the battery.
For the battery, yeah, $15.
Yeah,
it tells me how long tells me how many tokes I've had. It tells me how long my draw is, and it tells me how many ohms and how many volts, and it gives me a battery
how
reader.
long you want it to draw. Like for instance, the Shatterizer is 12 seconds.
This is 15. Yeah, you can't read that. This is 15 seconds.
And how high does it go? Or how high do you go?
It's only measured by volts, not by temperature.
Okay.
They recommend.
Yes, I can as well. Yes.
They have a recommendation of, I think it was 2.4. Here I go. 1.8 to 2.4. I have it at 2.2.
I have mine on low. And then I find as you go, you've got to crank it up a little bit. You got to crank it up a little bit, you know. And do you ever have issues with clogging, Al?
Oh, the plugged, and not like I was.
If you do, the Shatterizer tool fits perfectly in them, and you just slide it down the top of the shaft and clear out the inside of it, and you'll stop clogging.
Oh, yeah.
So
No,
mine have clogged so much. I'm like,
well, I know it doesn't clog, and that's the Shatterizer.
if you say so.
Is yours?
I overuse it.
So yeah,
That's
there you
all
go. Now, as far as this galactic runts, just to let you know, it says that it has one ingredient, one fresh frozen galactic runts flour. The strong fuel flavor and fruity undertones are noticeable intense from this powerful indica dominant strain. They say it is a Falcon 9 and runts. So Falcon 9 is Sunset Sherbet crossed with Tina, and runts is Zittles, I guess, is crossed with gelato. It's best appreciated for its fruity flavors and tropical citrus and sour berry notes.
I've seen that exact review for other cartridges as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Now, I know that the website has the terpenes. It says it's got one on here that's not on the label. So that's just input information that would probably just need to be corrected on the website, I would assume. So yeah, there you go. Now overall, as far as
windy again.
Has a different taste to it than what I'm used to. I'll let you know if I can still taste it on my palate when we're done.
The grape ape I had tasted like grape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not sure what it tastes like.
I haven't gotten any cartridges lately because I've got my Shatterizer. I have some FICO in one of the oil pods, one of the S pods.
But inside this case, it tells me I can put 3 cartridges in there.
Ooh.
Okay. And because the one I just put in there is a 1964 cartridge. There we go. What do we got over here? We got this one of hash oil. Yeah. We're in there. You can use a carrying case. But I'm going to eventually just once I get squishing here, squish. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Me as well. Me as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not looking at the list.
Okay. So you got nothing else. What you've got there? Did you? I guess you did talk about it, didn't you? The list. Yeah, you got that package there. Okay. All right. I was thinking for some reason you had a cartridge. I don't know. Probably.
No, like I said, I've been using FICO in the Shatterizer, so I haven't been buying them.
Yeah. Right. All righty. From there, we'll move on to.
So, I was reading this article this morning, and you won't believe what happened.
Tell me.
Yeah, go on. Tell me, Al.
Tell me. As you and I and many other people know, it's finally becoming more and more public, and that is the fact that cannabis may help patients with substance use disorders.
Really? They're just telling people this.
Yeah. Let's see.
How long have you
Research
known that, Al?
many years, man, many years. That's why I don't. I've only had prescriptions for opiate drugs while I've been hospitalized.
Yeah, the only time my teeth and the getting teeth pulled and my shoulder, really.
Yeah.
Oh, and a colonoscopy.
They say that there are 40 million people who suffer from substance use disorder globally. Let's see.
I'm going to sit here and abuse this joint while you tell us.
Are you? They say data from patients with SUD. What's SUD? Substance use disorder. From the UK Medical Cannabis Registry were analyzed. Outcomes include changes at a 1, 3, and 6 months from baseline. Single item sleep quality scale. Analyzed anxiety disorder questionnaire. Okay. Let's see. That's how they used it. They did everything. They said improvements in these was observed. Let's see. They have something here about consumption at baseline, but it doesn't say what it's exactly referring to. They say that there was an associated improvement in health-related quality of life and reduction in prescribed opioids in individuals with substance use disorder treated with cannabis. I'm just looking for how they have it broken down here in letters. Come on. Cannabis. I know it's cannabis. But they have a certain, there we are. Cannabis-based medicinal products. It doesn't say what the product is.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. Study that says that cannabis-based medicinal products help people with substance abuse problems. So
yeah, but they don't tell you which.
No.
Kind of
more detail would be required. Yeah, but you and I and advocates and stuff know all that stuff, but there's people who would never see that stuff that we see. They would never follow cannabis.
Well,
news.
because a lot of that stuff that we see and we look at outside of mainstream media doesn't get picked up because mainstream media wants to do fluff pieces and that kind of thing, right?
Well, that in last week there was an article that was in mainstream media about cannabis oil and how it has helped with lower back pain.
Helps with a lot of
reaches at least that reaches people who wouldn't normally see it, which is I look at that as a bit of a benefit. So, all righty, what else have we got in news? Let's see.
There was
OPP.
a couple of things in there.
Yeah, I've got there's 3. I've got 2 here, and I know there's one that you were talking about there. I don't have it up right now. This story needs to be moved. Okay. OPP seized $122 million worth of cannabis plants at the Taganega Mohawk Territory raids that we had talked about in a previous show.
Oh, don't talk about that. Somebody might get mad at you, Al.
It's all right. They won't know any difference because they
I was waiting for it. Wasn't quick, Al. Come on. Anyways.
Yeah, they see 72,000 cannabis plants is what they picked up for. They say for $122 million. That to me, at one time, a plant used to be worth $1,000. The average
Is that what the price? that's the price they had on it, was $1,000 per plant.
They have more than 1,000. They have almost $1,500 a plant.
Well, it's gone up.
Tell me, where in the hell did the price go up anywhere in order the value of cannabis? For them, for the police to say the value of cannabis is higher than the number of plants.
I see it going
It
down.
was always $1,000 before. So that was a bit of a gripe I had with that. Let's see. They say that the police services there on the reserve and the OPP organized crime unit, they started this back in April. They had services from the OPP, the Taginaga Police Services, Canada Border Service Agency was involved in it. 10 people, including 6 non-community members, were arrested and charged under the criminal code.
And that's why this happened, because this was non-indigenous folks growing on indigenous land, and with or without permission is a no-no. So.
Yeah. Now there's been 5 residents of BC. These are the people these are the accused. 5 from BC, 1 from Newmarket, 1 from Belleville, 1 from Oshawa, and 2 from Taginaga.
Bikers, what does it say?
I'm just going through it here. They say non-community members have jeopardized community safety.
It just says non-community members. Eh?
Yeah. You can see I got a picture here of the greenhouse. I don't know if you saw pictures before in the news.
I saw pictures of above the fields. Yeah.
Yes, I saw video and stuff from up there as well. Here we go. This is inside one of the greenhouses there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So were they out? Some of them are out in the open, right?
Oh, there was piles of them out in the open.
Fields and fields.
So yeah, there's a list here of people that have been arrested.
Are they ethnic names?
Well, the last names are everything from Weed to Lee.
As I thought.
Yeah. I don't know anybody either. I didn't know any of the people on the list. I'd ever heard of them. So, all right. And talking about raids and stuff, there was one here that was on the list. And this was a raid that happened by the Niagara Police. They say that 30 people were arrested, millions in stolen vehicles and drugs were seized. They said this investigation started in August of 2024.
Wow.
Hamilton, Brantford, Halton, Canadian Border Services, Criminal Intelligence Services of Ontario were all involved. They executed 12 search warrants in Niagara, Hamilton, and Toronto. And these people's, they are anybody from the age of mid-30s, a couple mid-20s.
Wow.
There's a whole list of people, though. I don't know how many in total. There, I'll just bring up all the names, and you can just tell me if you know any. Here we go. Right there. They said in total, dozens of people across Niagara, Hamilton, Toronto, and Montreal were taken into custody as police dismantled what they described as significant drug and organized crime. Yeah. See anybody local to you? Looks like they're all in the Hamilton, Welland, Toronto, Niagara Falls.
I don't see
area.
any names that pop out. No.
No. There you go. Anything else in the news? You had one there about an. Well, we're looking at that for the sports end of things, but I didn't. Maybe you can talk about it when we get there. But you got anything else in the news?
Yeah, Michael Sanchez or something like that.
That's
I
sports.
I don't think so. Al. I don't have anything open. Remember?
Right. Correct. I thought maybe you might have had something off the top of your head that you know about, right?
Well, I can look on my phone.
Look on your phone. There you go.
And see what I had posted in there, and oh, wrong window. Coming up, we're gonna watch the Coming Home trailer, and I think.
See anything in there in the news end of things?
No, entertainment.
Okay, well, we're not quite there yet. In sports. Okay, talking about sports, let's get there. Here we go. Sports. All right. Sanchez. What do you got on Sanchez?
So I'm just reading the TMZ post here.
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez is now facing a level 5 felony battery charge, which carries a penalty of 1 to 6 years behind bars. Yeah, serious shit, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let me go down here. There was a stabbing incident involving Mark Sanchez, and he is a 38-year-old former NFL quarterback. He was hit with 3 misdemeanor charges: battery resulting from injury, public intoxication, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, following an altercation with a 69-year-old delivery driver early Saturday morning in downtown Indianapolis. But it updated. He's now being charged formally with a felony battery.
Right.
Because he got stabbed during an altercation, and I guess I don't know the details, but I'm assuming that
there was something to do with the guy who stabbed him. He says he was doing it under self-defense, and then Sanchez injured that guy.
The driver claims he was delivering fryer oil to a hotel loading dock when Sanchez approached him and took issues with his parking spot. And after a tense back and forth, he tried pepper spraying the ex-USC star. When that wasn't effective, the driver told cops he feared for his life and stabbed Sanchez several times. The alleged victim suffered a serious gash to his cheek. Sanchez and the alleged victim were taken to the hospital with injuries. After reviewing the footage of the altercation, the NFL veteran was arrested. Sanchez has yet to share his side of things. So there's an update here.
They're basing it on the video footage.
Yeah, and there is an update that he is, like I said, officially been charged with a level 5 felony battery charge, which is involving bodily injury. I almost got through the whole fucking thing, Al. Bodily injury charge, which carries a penalty of 1 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. My end.
What is happening with people?
Oh, I know, right? That's a road rage.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, road rage incident.
Parking lot rage.
Yeah, parking lot rage. All righty. In my end of sports, Blue Jays. Blue Jays.
Tonight, game 8. Game 3.
Game 3.
3
is what?
Tonight at 8 is game 3.
Yeah. Now, in the first 2 games, Toronto, as you know, has won them both with a combined score of 23-8.
I know, right?
And in the last show, we were talking about how the Yankees weren't allowing Canadians to buy tickets for the games in New
Now
York.
Canadians are doing the same thing.
And well, not only I found out it's not only the games in New York, but Toronto hasn't allowed the games to be tickets to be sold to people from New York all year. It's not just for the playoffs. This
really?
has been going on all year in Toronto.
Wow.
That's what I thought. Wow, holy smokes.
I didn't know that. I'm a fair weather fan. I only watch sports when the Leafs are doing good or the Jays are doing good. So
yeah,
I do watch Olympic stuff though. What?
The Jays are doing good. They win this. They go on to the World
Series. Just a little.
Yeah. We know somebody who's got tickets. We know somebody's got tickets to Game 5. And I said, I hope they don't get to use them. And I was asked why. Well, that means that they blew a 2-game lead. They get to Game 5. Right? So we don't want
it's going to be an interesting game this evening.
Yeah. Now, also in that game 2, Toronto had a rookie at the plate or on the mound.
Yep.
And all reports I've read is he did very well. He's only 22.
Wow.
He opened the season in Class A, Dunedin. That's where he started, in Class A, way down in the minors. And now look at him. He'll be pitching in the World Series. Keeps this up. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Blue Jays on their way. One more win, and off to the World Series. And you said that's tonight?
8 o'clock on Fox and Sportsnet.
Yeah. Now, I have one more news story, and this was something that I went, wow. Well, I can see why this sort of happened. But in Cape Breton, they have a first all-girls hockey rink in Atlantic Canada, and that's in Cape Breton. All girls. Yeah. They said, I'm just trying to find where it says why. There is a reason why. They believe it's the first rink in Canada dedicated entirely to women's and girls hockey. It's special because normally they say they get a shortage of ice time and normally get kicked to the later ice times. So they say that it's great that they own their own arena now, have their own ice. Let's see. They say the portion of the funds for the arena came from the Blizzard's 2022 Craft Hockeyville win. You've seen the Hockeyville contest?
No.
Oh, haven't you? Oh, yeah. Hockey Night in Canada there. They put on a contest through Craft for towns to put their teams in to win Hockey Town of the Year, and they get money given to them in order to create improvements in the arenas in their towns. Our local towns have all been nominated over the years for it, and I think one of them might have won. or
I
got
have
to the final.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've heard of things like
Oh.
that. We're trying to get nominated for hometown Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say this is the first time in years that we've had every team having 2 practices a week for the girls. Let's see, the 4-year, $40 million renovation to a 1987 Canada Games complex.
Really, so that they can use it.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
yeah.
better than you know what? That's better than most places around the world, because they'll have the Olympics, they'll build a whole stadium and everything, and then it just overgrows.
Size.
Even the Montreal Stadium went through that, right?
Yeah.
From the Olympics.
They say that it also makes this the first. Okay, there's a first arena in Cape Breton and 4th in the province that is fully accessible for sludge hockey, because they've raised the ice surface, so there's no step to go onto the ice. So para athletes, para hockey players can glide right onto the ice from the dressing rooms.
Awesome.
So there you
go. That's good. So everybody can play.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. There you go. No scores. They didn't bring any with me. So, but go Jays, go! Right?
Go Jays, go!
Go Jays, go! We used to go all the time.
I'm going to try and watch it tonight.
Yeah, we used to get tickets years ago, and I'll date myself because we used to order them when they played at Exhibition Stadium.
My first game was there. I used to go with my mom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then later in life, she was my mom for the last 20 years of her life was obsessed with the Blue Jays. Obsessed. Wouldn't go anywhere if the Jays were playing, you know.
Yeah.
But we haven't been to a game. I think the last game that I was in my 20s.
Yeah. Well, I've gone. We were buying tickets when they were when the Sky Dome opened and stuff like that.
I've been to the Sky Dome for games in that.
It's probably been 30 years since I've been there.
At least. Well, that's late 20s.
Yeah.
Early 30s, late 20s. So
mid 30s.
You're older than I am.
It's been a while. For sure. So hopefully next week we'll be talking about how well they're doing in the World Series.
Or not.
Correct. Yeah. From there, we'll move on to the next segment. Here we go. Okay. Entertainment and events. You want to do events first?
No, because I'm excited about this entertainment news.
Okay, let's do it.
Can you load that up? I got 2 entertainment things there. The top one is you
want me to open Facebook?
No. In our chat, I have a link for the Rush one and for the movie as well.
Well, talking about Rush, without playing anything, what's going on?
Rush has decided, after great conversation with the children of Neil Peart, to go on a tour, Alex and Getty, along with I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but Al is loading this, a female drummer, Anita. What? I can't remember her last name. And I'm looking forward to actually see some footage of her playing with the guys, as opposed. I've seen clips of her playing. She's amazing drummer. So that'll be interesting to see. Are you going to load that? Are you trying to?
Well, I'm waiting for it to load.
Oh, it's a long one, Al.
Oh,
here. You know what I'm going to do?
it's a 5-minute long video.
Yeah. Yeah. How about, why don't you
Yeah,
just
I
grab
got
the
that
URL
finally.
and post the URL so anybody who wants to watch it can? How's that? Because it's actually, it's very funny. Alex Leeson and Geddy Lee are very funny together. They've been friends since high school. So,
Right.
Having
Okay,
issues?
hang on. I've got the link. No. Because I'm loading Facebook, and it's just like I said earlier, it's a resource hog. And
well, yeah, that's what
okay.
that's why I'm not loading it.
All right, I'm just gonna put it in the.
Yeah, so Rush is going out on tour next year, and it will be Alex and Geddy and Anita, I think is her name, and they're going to do a 7-city tour.
Well, hey, why don't we I have just happened to have the Rush website, rush.com, with the information of the tour. Here we go. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson to celebrate 50 plus years of Rush music, their legacy, and honor late bandmate Neil Peart. And it's 50-something tour, consists of multiple shows across 7 cities.
You can better believe they'll go to Toronto because that's where they're from.
They are scheduled for August the 4th and 5th in Toronto.
Yeah. I would happily, one of my first concerts was Rush and Trooper.
Oh yeah. Let's say
I believe Max Webster was there as well.
It's been over 10 years.
That long ago.
They performed, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't played together. But I watched the video, of the announcement, and they hang out a lot, and they go to Geddy's, and they go down into the studio and just play. And they found that they're really enjoying it. So through conversation and decisions, they've decided to continue, which is great. They said they weren't going to continue, but I'm glad that they have.
Yeah. Now, just so you know, the drummer's name is Anika Niles.
Anika.
And
yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think who wrote this. I'm not sure who wrote this. It says, and we could not be more excited to introduce her to our loyal and dedicated Rush fan base, whom we know will give her every chance to live up to that near impossible role. Before we hit the stage, we would also like to add another musician or two to expand our sound a wee bit and free up Alex and I. Okay.
Right. They were saying that they're looking to be standing in the center of the stage together and singing, and freeing up Geddy to do. He'll be doing the big songs that he's famous for doing the keyboard, right?
Yeah. Now,
but otherwise, there'll be a keyboard player.
You mentioned earlier it was in support of Neil's family. Here's a statement from them. We are thrilled to support the 50-something tour, celebrating a band whose music has resonated and inspired fans for generations, and to honor Neil's extraordinary legacy as both a drummer and a lyricist. Neil's musicianship was singular composition of iteracy and power that expanded what rhythm in itself could express.
Some people say Neil Peart was the #1 drummer in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. there's a video here. This must be the one that you had.
That's probably the one that I had the official trailer loaded, but go ahead. Is it
Can you
how
see
long
that?
is it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
That's the one I
Yeah.
watched.
Nah, that's a chord.
That was way better than the other 15 times we did this.
Yeah. And it's amazing how hard it is to play one chord.
It is. I've discovered this in the last year.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
we're being coy. Listen, something I want to talk to you about.
Okay. Yeah.
You've been coming over to my house, and we've been coming down into the studio for years.
Years.
We wrote so many songs in here. You slept on that couch.
Memories.
And after 2015, there was a very quiet and a sad period for us. And when I think back to us doing the tribute concerts for Taylor Hawkins, we went out on stage and played our songs first time in a long time. There was a special feeling attached to that. Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because of obvious reasons. When we started jamming again down here, it was like a continuation of that moment. The more we played our old songs for fun,
the
more fun it became.
Yes, exactly.
And I was surprised because you were getting even more excited than I was.
Yeah, I love playing them. I just love playing our songs again.
And so that's put us in this terrible situation where we have to announce that we've made a decision to go back on tour.
Hi, we're going back on tour. So we'll see you soon. I think it's great.
Isn't it weird saying it out loud?
Yeah, it totally. You know, we're musicians and we're players. And our music is special. It really is special. When being away from it for a while and revisiting it, I realized how difficult it is to play, but how rich it is in its music and lyrics and everything that it represented.
It feels great, loud, finally, that we're going to go on tour and we're going to play a lot of these songs.
Yeah. One of the cool things about how this is progressing, all the songs we're putting together, I don't know, 35 songs or so far for a set that's going to be, I don't know, around a couple of hours, is the fact that we're going to cover a lot of things and change it up night to night, but we'll always have a part of the show that's a tribute to Neil and his memory of him and everything that he was to us. And it's going to be beautiful to be able to celebrate him every single night.
Yeah. But the biggest question is, the obvious question is, how do we replace someone who's irreplaceable? And I had heard from Scully, my bass tech, who had been on tour with Jeff Beck, and he had been working with this drummer named Annika Niles. And he mentioned that how impressive she was, how talented and, musical she was, and powerful. And I think you and I playing with her started to put a charge in us when we heard our song coming back to life. And it was only once we had those successful rehearsal sessions with her that made me feel like, yes, we can do this and we can do justice to this. And this is going to be fun.
Well, I felt exactly the same.
There's one other decision that is coming. I love the idea of being able to wander over to you, wander over to the drummer and just be a bass player. So I think we will find ourselves adding to the band, maybe a keyboard player. What do you think of an idea like that?
I think it's great. I think having a little time together at the front of the stage will be a lot of fun.
It'll be great. I think for songs like Tom Sawyer, et cetera, it's going to be important that I play those signature keyboard parts.
It will be very liberating for you, and we can start working on the dance routines that we wanted to do for so long. So it's amazing. This is going to be great. Just Give me a hug. Somebody get this guy out of here. That's going to be.
There you go. That was
I'm
the
looking
video.
forward to that. It'll be. I'll see the videos. I'll watch. I'm sure they'll put a thing together.
Yes, correct, buddy. Correct. Buddy says it's great to see them getting back into it again, and they are still having a great time playing together. I can remember that, like, when they were, doing high school tours, going to high schools and playing. They played in the Camelford High School. When they were, still up and coming. That's how they get.
Oh yeah, they did a lot of high school dances and stuff, and so did Max Webster when they were,
Yeah, Triumph, same thing.
Triumph, yeah. Like I said earlier, my first, we saw a lot of concerts at Maple Leaf Gardens because one of my buddies was an usher, and that's all I'll say.
Damn,
here's your ticket stub. Don't get caught.
Okay. I'm just seeing if there's any, like, a list.
Another list
of the places. Here we go. Tour dates. I will bring them up on the screen so everybody can see them.
And you just know that there'll be some surprise performances as well, obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Like, when the Stones, when the Stones come into Toronto, they always play some bars. Always.
I see Church. He says, can't wait to watch them dance. And Buddy Wee said that he saw them play at the SARS concert in Toronto.
I didn't go to that. Too many people. It was too people-y.
I was just getting out of the hospital for my initial Crohn's flare-up, so I wasn't going anywhere.
I watched it.
Okay,
there's not much music.
Yeah. Obviously, these dates are 2026. They start June the 7th in Los Angeles. That's a Sunday. They have 2 shows there, 7th and 9th. They move from there on to Mexico, then Texas. They're in Illinois and Chicago. They're in New York at the end of July. Madison Square Gardens. They're in Toronto. August the 7th and the 9th. I said the 4th and 5th earlier, but the 7th and 9th. They're in Cleveland.
Yeah, they're only.
And it looks like Toronto is the only presently the only Canadian date.
Yeah,
that's it. Plus, they say they just revealed the 50-track Super Deluxe anthology.
I'm sure they'll add more dates as they go on, as they get into it.
Yeah. So there you go. As they get it going, and as they commented, they really enjoyed doing what they were doing. They may just really enjoy it and maybe add some dates to that.
So another geriatric tour.
Yeah. Hey, the drummer's only in her mid-40s.
She's 30,
she
37
has
years, 37, I think that it said.
Yeah, she has a very good what do you call it? I'm thinking of if she was doing a resume, her history, her drumming history.
Well, she's been playing with Jeff Beck. I mean, you know how much he's an amazing artist in his own right. So she must be pretty good to go. I saw Jeff Beck in Toronto a few summers ago, and I went. He wasn't even headlining. It was Jack White.
Yeah.
And I didn't even stay for Jack, so I wanted to see
here. Wikipedia gives you all kinds of information.
Mm-hmm.
She's a German drummer.
Sometimes it's correct too.
Yeah, musical educator. She launched her career on YouTube during the early 2010s. She's released 3 full-length albums to date. Let's see. She started drumming when she was 6.
I read 7, but okay.
Okay. Her father taught her her first grooves. After school, she had a career as social education, and she left to pursue her drumming full time. She earned a degree in popular music. Let's see. She's been on tour in the past as a solo drummer. Okay. She's also the head of the drum department at some location in Germany. She joined Jeff Beck live for his tour in 2022.
It's probably when I saw him. She was probably with him when I saw him.
She was twice elected as a #1 star in Drum Magazine. Cool. First time in 2015, second time the following year. She also won the Modern Drummer Readers Poll for Up and Coming Artists. That was in 2016. She was voted as the #2 best fusion drummer in Drum Magazine, as well as the #3 best educator on Drummy Awards. And she was elected as the #1 best clinician on Music Radar.
I'm curious to know if she's going to use Neil's kit.
Oh, maybe.
Because that's a hell of a kit.
Yeah. So, all right. There you go. Anything else on the entertainment end of things?
Yep. If you wouldn't mind, let me just look here again.
I'm going to go back to Facebook.
Yes, please, because I'd like to try and play the trailer for Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne's Coming Home trailer by the BBC, which is what we've been waiting for. It was postponed. It was supposed to be out the week after Ozzy's death. Sharon and the kids asked to postpone it, and now it's available. I found it on YouTube, and I watched it, and so did Al. But what did you think of it, Al?
Well, here we'll put the trailer up first.
Okay.
And then okay. I'm just adding it now.
I know. It takes time, I know. You've got such a hard job there,
Mike. It's when I watch some of these podcasters, I think to myself, either they do a lot of editing or they have somebody that does the controls behind the scenes, so they are not.
Well, I will have to say, being somebody that used to run your podcasts for you in the background, it is. I've always tried to have one person doing one thing and somebody else doing another thing, and then somebody else, you know what I mean? But now with my show, I'm used to just doing it all myself. Like the others are there, but I have to control everything. So
we still have to control everything. All righty, there we go. Trailer. I'll bring that into the screen there, and I will hit the emoji.
Sharon, stop! Stop it! Stop! Stick up! Don't drive! I'm so looking forward to an English summer.
Was always referred to this as home.
It looks magnificent, sir.
You can't be him without people staring. He's Ozzy Osbourne.
I always told Ozzy, when you're 70, we say goodbye.
I can't wait till I'm there.
He's the strongest person I've ever met, physically and mentally.
We're quite normal. We're quite boring, really, when it comes down to it.
I wouldn't say we're fucking normal. Kill! I made some marijuana cake. I went to the they could come around and eat some of the cake.
Do you want a quiet life now?
No. Yes, but no.
I don't think it's possible for either one of them to retire ever.
Post Osbournes, we all kind of just like scattered, and 20 years later, it's like we're back together again.
I feel like I'm finally home. This is my home.
What are you most looking forward to?
Doing absolutely nothing.
He is very romantic. He still leaves me little notes. So I'll open a drawer and there's a little note from him.
That's it. Love you more.
What did
There
you
you
think
go.
about it? What did you think about it?
Well, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched from the beginning and then I skipped through and stuff. I ended up involved in a two-hour meeting last night that was unplanned and then scheduled. So, but I did get to go through it, and I don't know. I enjoyed his music. I would say I probably enjoyed his music much more than his show.
I've watched every episode of the Osbournes. I've even watched the newest stuff that they did, where they basically just sat there for a few seasons and analyzed the Osbournes, went through scenes and stuff like that. It was interesting because it was, 20 years later. I wasn't disappointed. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't heart-wrenching as the reviews said. It wasn't a tearjerker. I didn't need I think that they tried to continue the Osbournes and do something like that, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
But it was good. Watch it. If you are a fan of Ozzy, watch it.
I saw some of the stuff that was in there. The guy was talking about how 20 years of the family, everybody watched it and all of a sudden disappeared and came back again. I saw that. That was
they've never stopped doing reality shows. I mean, they went from the Osbournes to Ozzy and Kelly, and then Jack as well had a travel show where they traveled around and went and saw different things in a camper. That was a few seasons, and then they've done a few podcast type shows as well.
Yeah. They showed them doing the podcast. Yeah, they showed them doing the podcast, how they were all sitting around a big table with all these microphones and wires running up to them. Yeah.
What Jack has done in the last few years is he has started a production company that has all, and you can go on a subscription base and watch everything Osbournes. Every podcast, every reality show they've done, and they've done a few different shows. They've tried to bring it back, and then I guess Ozzy just got. I mean, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's while they were doing the Osbournes.
Yeah,
he was living with it for 20 years, probably longer than that. He was diagnosed.
Yeah, I saw last night during the video there that they showed him with the electric stimulators on his legs and on his muscles and getting him up on the treadmill. He said he wanted to do that because he wanted to keep doing what he wanted to do, and that was performing.
Right.
It had to be.
When I
whatever
saw
it took.
when I saw him in Toronto, he was very shaky, but he, a quote that he gave, actually Sharon gave this quote during one of the shows. When Ozzy's at home, he's just Ozzy. He's just dad.
Right.
But when he goes up on stage, he's Ozzy Osbourne. He's out there.
Right.
He's doing his job. That's his job. That's what he wants to do. So, I mean, he walked out in Toronto. I saw him at Budweiser stage. He was hunched over a little bit. He was walking slowly. But the minute he grabbed his microphone, he was jumping or bouncing around and stuff like that.
Alive, eh? Yeah.
And this was whenever he was here during the last tour.
Right.
That he did.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Parkinson's has a soft spot because my father suffered for 20 years as well.
Yeah.
So I'm watching what he had to go through. I can only imagine what Ozzy had. There was not a lot of emotion for me in that movie, though. The movie that got me
there's, from what I saw,
Celine Dion's documentary that she did about her stiff syndrome, people syndrome or whatever, was more heart-wrenching than this.
Yeah.
So, now, saying that, Al, there is another movie, another documentary that's on Netflix as well, and it's longer. And I believe it contains some of the same footage. It's more in depth, I believe.
Yeah.
I have not seen
it. I'm hearing my puppy. She's growing at the door. She hasn't been out today. She needs to go out.
And she knows what time it is.
She knows what time it is.
Rose has been pacing for about 20 minutes in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Waiting to go out.
Yeah. So I gotta let her out. I hate to have to clean up a mess.
Well, you go do that, or we can wrap up, whichever you.
Yeah, we'll wrap up. It's okay. We've been here for almost 2 hours, and event wise, I haven't got any.
Karma Cup's coming up. We'll be talking about that next week more, I guess.
Right. Yeah, as we get closer to it. So, and from my understanding, you can buy tickets to it.
20.
Someone said you can buy tickets to it now. So,
can you?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Good. I'll get some information for next week on Karma Cup.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Cheers, buddy.
Buddy Weed says, have a great day, guys, and have some puffs, many puffs. All right, you have a great week too, there, Buddy Weeds. I'll get that off the screen. And other than that, I guess we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Who knows what we'll be talking about then.
We'll try again. Yeah.
We'll try again. All right. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye. You're watching the 420 Pace, found at 420pace.ca. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this toke. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good day and welcome to the Mushy Moment for Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Day after full moon with lots of star crap happening and solar crap happening and Schumann resonance crap happening. There is so much energy shaking things up on this planet right now. It is freaking awesome.
Hi, Steve.
Make fun of me. Were you making fun of my dynamic?
Yes, I am.
My
I'm not
hands
gonna lie.
babble.
Everything that you're doing, I'm following and I'm getting excited with you because it's really, it's exciting and all of these things are happening.
You just made me realize my hands babble as much as my mouth does.
You are a French talker. Yes, you are. You talk with your hands. There's French in you there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think that old DNA test will show that, but it might. You never know. How you been?
Good. I've been pretty awesome. How about you?
Good. I'm moving my home to a new base.
Steve is literally right now in the middle of moving. He parked and he came on to do the podcast in the middle of moving, literally.
And this is the least stressful move I've ever had. I moved into the motorhome, I guess, almost a year ago now. I have to say, when you could just drive your home away, it is so much nicer moving than when you have to pack that home and send it away and catch up to it and unpack that home. It was like, hey, I like this.
That's awesome.
Yes, I'm going to be based I'm going to be anchored down for about 5 months now. Well, I don't know, however long it is till May. But yeah, I get to be anchored down until May in a nice little area with lots of trees, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Won't have the road right beside me. Rum, rum, rum.
I'm going to ask the question that everybody's thinking right now. What happens in May?
Oh, the gentleman whose property I've moved on to, he sold the house. So in May, the people take over. And then they'll be bulldozing this beautiful 1940s house on this beautiful piece of property. And they've bought a couple of the pieces here. And across the street is one of those big, monstrous high-rise units. And they'll be building one here too.
Okay.
So
it's because
enjoy the last few months of it actually being a beautiful place of nature.
Amazing. Wow. Well, that's very cool.
I'm really glad that my buddy Todd asked me if I wanted to park here. It's a great place for Chica. She's got the whole backyard. There's little bunnies. We found 2 baby bunnies yesterday. One of them had been injured, so we've passed that on to a friend of Todd's daughter. She's going to look after that baby bunny and bring it back to health. But yeah, it's pretty darn exciting. I've been parked in that other area with the planes, flying over every 10 minutes. Well, at some points it was every 3 minutes.
It was, yeah.
It's
because they had the snowbirds were there, and there's usually 2 landing strips that are going, and one was shut down for maintenance. So everything, 2 landing strips worth of planes and the snowbirds were flying over, and it was crazy. I was there.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm excited. I've been here prepping the spot with them for the last couple of days. There's a nice little patio that I'm going to be, parked on and having some patio space. And it's,
Did you bring your mushrooms and your lawn ornaments with you?
I sure did.
He was parked on the side of the road, but he had lawn ornaments.
Of course, I brought them with me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, actually. It's when you're in a spot like this, I didn't mind where I was because I spent 30 years in that neighborhood, in that area. So it was comfortable, even with the planes flying over. It was still comfortable because, you know, I'd lived there for so long. But it's become an uncomfortable area. So to actually get out of there and you know, be somewhere where you don't have to worry about, oh, look, you got a 72-hour on your window, or, oh, look, somebody broke into your motorhome and stole your batteries, or, you know.
Or, oh, look, they towed it.
Oh, yeah, that would just suck.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, my friend. I'm really excited to see the pictures at the end of the day when you've got it moved to the spot that you wanted and you've got it all ready to go. And yeah, I'm super excited for you. I can't wait to see it when I come out in November.
Yeah, things are, you know, as much as things are shaking up, things are really shaking up. You know, my partner in the At Ease company, John, he's having his premier art exhibit going to happen in November. Hang on, I don't want to get the dates wrong. Just going to check. You don't know them, do you?
They are the 23rd and 24th, I believe, or 24th and 25th. Because it's while I'm in school. I can't make the show, sadly, because I'm going to
hang on. Let me just look at my calendar here, because I don't want to get it wrong, but I know it's the weekend of the 22nd. So it's 22nd and 23rd, actually. November 22nd and November 23rd is going to be the show. It's at a beautiful little art gallery. We went and checked out the gallery. There was a show going on. It's absolutely beautiful. It's John's, you know, it's his premier art exhibit, and the guy has got some huge pieces, and they're beautiful, some incredible works of art. So this is going to be absolutely awesome to get them put up. If anybody wants to look at the art, johnsayer.com, JOHNSAYER.com, johnsayer.com. And you can cruise through there and check out all the pieces and whatnot. And, you know, if you want, leave a comment. That would be awesome too. Or come back in and leave a comment for me on what you thought of the website, because that was one of the ones that I put together for him. Yeah. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. I like it. It looks good. I still got little tweaks that I'm doing, you know, but
yeah, there's a reason I hired you.
Yeah, so we've got that going on. And not only is it going to be the premier release of exhibit of his art, but on the Sunday will be the premier launch of our Thrive Biooptimizers company, which is all about biooptimizing health. And yeah, there's some incredibly powerful supplements. They've been under the At Ease label. We've decided to separate the two off. BioThrive will be all just the straight nutritional products that are designed for health, healing, and repairing the body. You know, woo! I'm loving it. I'm just watching things grow, and it's like, yes, I'm watching the healing grow. Everything is, you know, as scary as every new footstep is, there's waves of healing that come with every step. And you know, I'm watching it in your life as well. Our last podcast was just the steps you've been taking and the waves of healing. Yeah, it's nice to see the synchronicities falling into place for people that are looking for healing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I since our last podcast, I have sat with a lady. I have run a ceremony with her. I received probably the most beautiful testimonial, you know, ever. I thought it was very, very lovely. I have another women's circle planned at the end of the month, another breath circle planned. And I've been invited to be part of a speaker series happening here in Nova Scotia that we're hoping, knock on wood, to have covered by mainstream media.
Wicked.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to see the waves of healing just flowing, watching, you know, people asking questions, people searching, people, you know, people looking to heal, and the, you know, they're catching the waves. People are starting to surf in the waves of healing, and they're bringing it to the conscious and forefront. And And because there's been so much bullshit in the last 10 years, people are more tuned in with their consciousness. They're weeding their way through a lot of the bullshit. And nutrition has been shit on for so long when it comes to healing, and yet it's what powers our whole system. And all the different ingredients of the different foods power the little systems within this system. And when you have a lack of all of those nice ingredients and an overabundance of sugars that, the body has never seen before we manufactured them, and seed oils that the body had never seen before we manufactured them, it's like, well, if all of that can cause disease, why is it that healthy nutrition can't repair it? It does. It's for me, it just seems silly to think that it can't. But there's been a lot of programming, and a lot of people think McDonald's is food and microwaving stuff is perfectly fine. You got to be careful with a lot of people don't understand the microwaving thing, how it actually changes things at a molecular level, including water. It changes the way the hydrogen sits in the water.
Have you ever had a microwaved cup of coffee and then a boiled cup of coffee?
Not back to back. No.
It shows what you're talking about, how the water itself changes. You have 2 cups of coffee in front of you. So say you've got instant coffee and you boil water or you microwave water. Those 2 cups of coffee are going to be so different in taste, in look, in everything, and the way the coffee mixes in, completely different. And it just shows what you said. And it's an interesting experiment for all of you to do out there. Boil water, microwave water, and put your tea bag in, even if you don't have instant coffee. You just, make a cup of hot chocolate and compare the two, and you're going to find huge differences.
Yeah, I had to do some reading to see what it was, but apparently the microwave works off of the hydrogen atoms, and that's why, like, you throw chicken in, and it separates the hydrogen atoms in the oxygen, and it makes the moisture happen, or pulls the moisture through. Well, if you're doing it with water, it's molecularly changing the water, but our bodies are designed to have water the way it's already molecularly set up.
Yes.
Wait, I'm not babbling with my hands in there. There we go.
The French left.
Well. I'm listening to the quiet, just going, wow, it's just weird to hear things be quiet. I actually did a post in my Substack the other day about quiet. For years, I thought I was listening for silence all the time. I was trying to hear silence. And I thought because it was, as a sound guy, I could find that sound pressure level of as close to silence as we can have, and then compare it to loud so that I have a more dynamic range in there. And as I started to actually find silence and quiet, I realized it wasn't actually the silence I was trying to hear. It was lack of chaos I was trying to hear. The silence wasn't the sounds coming in my ears. It was the noise in my head. And as I've walked my healing path and that noise has quieted down, it's like, oh, I was always looking for peace, but I thought it had to come in this way. And it was actually in here that I needed the peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head and heart. Yeah. That's where we find our peace. You could be sitting in a room with loud music, or sitting on the side of a street, or sitting where you used to live with planes going overhead. If you can find your peace in your head and in your heart, that noise becomes distant.
Yeah. I always called it, I was looking for calm in the chaos. But, I always just thought of in that saying in my mind, my calm in the chaos is the ability to breathe through the outer chaos that's on around me. But as I heal, it's about just holding that place of peace and faith through your whole core. And breath helps you get there.
Does it ever, hey? Breath really helps you get there. It made me giggle when you were talking about the wave earlier, because, you know, now you've talked about two parts of the, you know, my one of my medicines, you know, breath wave. It's a beautiful medicine, and breath really is, you know, it's beyond important. And it's not just important for life itself, because we need to breathe to live, but it's important for emotional regulation and grounding and nervous system regulation and healing and, you know, connecting to consciousness. Like, the breath does so much, and so much more than we give it credit for.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, you know, if you go into sports, they'll teach you how to breathe for that sport. If you sing, they teach you how to breathe for singing. There's, you know, there's meditation, there's breathing for meditation. But it's interesting that we're not, as humans, taught to continue breathing the way we do when we come into the world. We breathe naturally when we're born. And there's no, like, in looking back, I don't see any encouragement in teaching people how to maintain the breathing that they do when they enter this world. We go through a lot of stressors which change the way we breathe. And for me, it was years before anybody said, breathe. You need to breathe. That was just never said to me. So, you know, it's something that, and, you know, now that I think of it, I didn't say to my kids until, you know, till way later either. It's the first thing we got to do when we come into the world. It's the last thing we do when we leave the world. And it's the one thing we forget to do while we're in this world. Are you breathing?
I'm breathing. Are you?
I am. Okay, so
Good.
lead us through a little 2-minute breath thing here.
I would have to get everybody on camera and have them lay down, and leading a breath is a little bit more than just like, hey, yeah. But I can tell you that the breath wave way of breathing, I can tell you how to breathe. And you know, the best way to breathe, you know, in the breath wave, the best way to explain how we breathe in breath wave is what I want to say. Is you want to remember when you breathe that you want to breathe from your root to your heart chakra. So you want to breathe it in, and you want to start filling at your root, and then breathe up towards your heart chakra. And once you are full of breath, then you release it and you surrender to the relaxation of that breath. So we explain it, and I learned this from Chad Charles. Explain it and tell people as they sit there with their eyes closed to imagine a glass of water. And you have a running tap. And you put the glass underneath the tap, and the glass fills from the bottom to the top. Same as your root chakra to your heart chakra. As the water reaches the top of the glass, the bottom falls out. It gets triggered to fall out, and boom, all the water is gone in of itself. And the bottom comes back immediately with no hesitation, no pause, and the glass immediately starts to fill again until it reaches the top. And then the bottom once again drops out, the water drops, and the bottom comes back up. And without a pause, the water starts to rise once again. And that's a wonderful way to explain the breath wave way of breathing. It is a continued conscious breath. You do not stop. There are no pauses at the bottom of the exhalation. There are no pauses at the top of the inhalation. And you fill from the bottom to the top. And you can't see my hand, but it's going down to my, you know, the root. So if you fill from the bottom to the top, and it fills up, and once you're filled, you just drop it all. So you breathe into your belly, your solar plexus, your chest, and then you let it all go. And again, without stopping, you keep that continuous circle going. And that is, in essence, how we breathe the breath wave way. It's a very gentle breath. The effort is put on the in-breath, and then when you relax at the end, like you just let it go. There's no effort on the exhale. This way of breathing, we do it through the mouth, and it offers grounding. It offers nervous system regulation, mood regulation. It gives your body more oxygen, so therefore your heart becomes stronger, your circulation becomes stronger, your lungs become stronger. This can help relieve headaches. It can help to mild asthma. It can help mild up your asthma. It can help relieve emotional and mental blocks that you may have. Like it's, I have personally been able to achieve psychedelic states with this way of breathing. It's a pretty amazing medicine, and it's just my own breath, and that's all it is. It's my own breath. It's my own supply, and it's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. I think that would be a lot of work if a person was heading for a panic attack, though.
No, it's not.
I go for the Huberman one right away. I go for the double inhale through the nose.
Yeah.
I just go for half a dozen of those when I feel any of that anxiety rolling up.
With the breath wave way of working, you inhale through your mouth, so you actually get more air than you get through your nose, almost double the amount.
That's what Aya made me do when I was in the jungle. And I started just trying to do some old breathing things. And it was like, hey, what are you doing? We need air. Open your mouth, get some airflow going. Brain's choking, heart's choking, breathe.
Open your mouth. It's mouth breathing is a beautiful concept, and not everybody believes in it. The medical field is starting to speak up against mouth breathing. It is. You should get those mouth tapes when you go to bed, but during the day, it's actually a beautiful thing to breathe with your mouth. You get more oxygen. If you need to release energy, your mouth is already open, and being able to tone while you release energy is an amazing thing. Being able to breathe all the way down and fully, really engages the nervous system, and helps to regulate that mood very quickly. I mean, you'd be shocked. Next time you have a panic attack, just remember to breathe through your mouth. Just breathe through your mouth. Fully breathe through your mouth.
Now, woo! Me. Anybody else? Breathe through your mouth. Although Huberman Lab said that's the fastest one for pulling down a anxiety attack. Something about the double inhale thing that pops a bunch of.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, but try that method through the mouth versus the nose.
My nose only works half time anyway. Wow. Well, that's a whole lot about breath. Now I'm going to fuck up my lungs with a doobie.
Are you really fucking up your lungs, though?
No.
Exactly.
No, it's just kind of pulling me into that place because I'm moving today. I'm pretty excited.
You are.
I am. I'm really excited about this.
And really, you're almost moved.
Yeah.
You just got to get into the right spot and go get your car.
I think that's why I'm so excited. It's just weird, eh?
Yeah, you're looking at seeing different things. It's going to take a while to get used to it.
Oh, and really, I as much as the opera was there, I hadn't really, solidified anything. But as you move, you go, I guess it's really happening. So it's pretty cool. It's a whole new world. It's a Disney one. Hope we don't get sued.
Yeah, Simba, Lion King.
I knew it was a Disney one. I just couldn't remember which one. I thought it was Aladdin, actually.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, hopefully a comment will show up. It was this one. It's Pinocchio.
I remember that one.
Wow. So you're back here in November. You're
Yeah.
going to do your second round of part 2 of Breathwave.
Right, which will also be my final round, and then just have practicum to do after that.
And then you're going to be over there looking at what?
Nothing yet. Next week.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then, like I do, before I head out west, I have the 2 groups that I'm going to be leading, one breath ceremony and one cacao ceremony, amongst, private stuff. Working with 5-MeO and Combo here in my home, which I'm really excited about. And then I come out there to go through course. And I'm hopefully, knock on wood, going to be doing some more ceremonies out there. As well as a speaker series here that I talked about not very long ago, which is just really exciting. And then, I sit on the board of the Nova Scotia Psychedelic Society. So anybody here in Nova Scotia, we do have some beautiful events coming up. We actually have a whole speaker series. The first 2 events are posted now. My event and another doctor is speaking at the end of this month from the Holos Institute here in Nova Scotia. And then we also have a psychedelic speed friending event that we are putting on. I will be in BC for this, so I won't be able to attend, but they're holding a speed friending event, basically just throwing people together to talk psychedelics and talk trips, and it should be a lot of fun. So if you're in Nova Scotia and are looking for something to do, check out the Nova Scotia Psychedelic Society page and join us. Plug.
And that's a great segue over to, why don't we take a break, put up our sponsors, give a few seconds for people to go hit the can before they come back and watch the podcast. We'll be right back after these exciting messages from our sponsors.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Camelford Lifestyle Shop, open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats, and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the Piercing Room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Camelford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Camelford, Ontario.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
That way. I'm having an awesome day, and I'm gonna make sure it stays that way.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, They offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Good day and welcome back. Chica's just running in and out like crazy here. It's actually kind of funny. She's checking everything out. And so am I. It's kind of neat. I've never been this excited about moving. It's when it's your motorhome. It's like, hey, I'm in a new camping spot. So you're just camping all the time. And everybody loves, well, I love camping. Not everybody loves camping. I love camping.
But now you're in a little bit more of a permanent spot where you can actually relax and enjoy and take your time to find another spot to move to.
And I can do some of the things that I wanted to get done on here. You know, I know I'm anchored for a little bit, so there's some repairs, little repairs. I want to fix some things on the roof. I want to get the bunch of stuff done in here. So it's like yeah, life is good. Life is good. Cup of cacao, a doobie, my puppy dog. Life is good.
Life is good.
Chica! But sometimes my dog isn't.
Well, she is still a young one.
Yes, I think her birthday is in January. I think she turns 2 in January.
So I was just, something came across my feed on Facebook. There's a recall alert on a cannabis product here in Nova Scotia.
Oh.
It is, what are they called? What do you think? The pillows, they're called. So there's these little packs that you put in your gum and the THC comes out of them. And whatever happened, the THC, there is more THC in them than advertised or that they're allowed. So now they're asking everybody to bring them back because you've got too much THC.
Meanwhile, there'll be a whole group of people that'll be running out to try and buy them up.
Yeah, please haven't taken them off the shelf.
Oh my God, it's something that'll actually work for me.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's that time of year. I had a buddy send me some pictures. He's got a little bud rot happening on his plants, so he's pulling them down. They're a little bit early, but he's got to take them down, a little bit of bud rot. And, yeah, you got to make sure you got the airflow. I got to check mine too, actually. I haven't been out to CRs for a couple of days. So
Yeah, you got to get rid of those fan leaves and give the air the ability to get in there.
Yeah. So
Very
after
important.
this show here and I get settled, I'll run out there and check on all of that. Make sure the ladies are good.
Yes. Yeah. They're huge. And you've had to cut them back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a good year for getting some oil.
Amazing. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Life's going good. I'm pretty excited about John's art show too. You know, he's got some great pieces. That's looking at it and visualizing, and this is going to be really good. It's been, because that's been part of his healing path as well. It hasn't just been the mushrooms that is his healing path. The art has been his therapy. He had so many broken bones that just getting out there and doing it helps the brain, helps the body, makes pathways connect because you're looking and thinking differently. It's beautiful. Some of the work he's done has just absolutely blown my mind. So I'm pretty excited to be a part of this show.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be pretty amazing. I hope he's prepared for offers to come in.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because that's the one thing he doesn't really he doesn't sell anything. He's been just making it his therapy and healing. But I'm pretty sure there's some options. Those pieces are just astronomical.
Oh, they're amazing, right? His house is his
art gallery.
Is his art gallery. And the walls are filled. When I say filled, I mean they're literally there's this much space in between the paintings and the walls. It's literally every edge that you can fill on the walls is filled. And then he has just tons of it in the garage. I don't know if he ever painted any of it.
Place in North Van, and he's got a bunch out at friends have got a bunch in their houses. And well, I put him on the site. I think there was 99 pieces actually.
Wow.
I think right now on the website, I think there's 99 pieces.
Wow.
And they're the small ones are, the big ones are 7 feet by 5 feet.
Yeah, and then he has sculptures that are heavy as fuck, and the new ones on glass that are just 3D and like unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got a pretty cool mind. He starts something, and I'm the inquisitive guy. What are you doing? Where's it going? And he tries to explain, and I do my little mental snapshot, and then I wait a little while and see how close I was. But it's there's always a bunch of left curves that it's like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty I love watching the way different people's minds work as they create and the intricacies of where it has to go to see the visions of.
Yep.
I love that kind of crap. Hate to try and follow mine.
Oh God, that would be an interesting, mind snapshot, wouldn't it?
Oh, better be on a bike so you can catch up when I make those left turns.
Left turns, right turns, rocket ship into space turns, right? Yeah, I know you. Wait a second, Steve. Weren't we just talking about how the grass is growing? Oh, yeah, but I got to tell you about this thing that's happening on Mars. Because they're related.
Grass doesn't grow there because...
Steve's going to tell us why those two things are related.
I never looked. I never studied. There's way too much close to me that I have to study. There was things I was looking at in outer areas, and it was like, no, that takes up lots of brain work and energy, and I can spend that. I like to focus real close, the people around me, the things around me, and what can we do here? What can we do here and now? Well, what can we do here and now? I just asked you a question.
Well, I can light this shit and drink that water, and we can do all kinds of stuff here and now. I have a room full of medicine-ish.
Oh, don't be saying that. Everybody at your door. Dunk, 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 dunk. Hi. Dunk, 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 dunk. Hi. Hi. Here for some medicine. Dunk, 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 dunk. One day that's what'll be happening.
Well, that's the whole point of having a business where you help people find their tools to heal.
One day I might know what that means.
Right. We both now know what that means. So, and isn't it kind of funny then that when we met, I was fresh out of my first iboga. So sorry, folks, a little sentimental moment here. When Steve and I met, when I met Steve, he had just appeared in a documentary, and I reached out to him because I had decided I was going to reach out to everybody in these two particular documentaries. And something about Steve said, I got to be friends with this guy. Like, he's got a great smile. He's got a great sense of humor. He's caring. He's kind. He's compassionate. He's non-judgmental. Yeah, this is the kind of friend I want. Most definitely. And we became, fast and good friends. Steve has become part of every single trip I've had out west. Some of the trips are, just one of them in particular was I just wanted to go out and visit everybody. I was actually going to surprise you and just show up on your doorstep one day. Yeah, so where was I going with this?
When we
Sentimental
met.
moment. So yeah, when I met you that first time, you know, I didn't see this. I hoped for this, but I didn't see this. That person was still fighting for air. That person that you met at the Amsterdam that day. I was fighting for air still. Like, I mean, like I had found some air. Iboga and 5-MeO DMT had given me a lot of air, but I was still fighting for air. I still had to integrate everything I had just learned and everything. And, you know, that person is sitting there. I mean, she's so in awe of what her life has become that she is just so grateful and full of tears. I never saw myself at this point in my life. You know, and I have other people coming to me, people that I went to school with, and you know, telling me what an amazing, you know, psychedelic healer I am. And you know, it's a sentimental moment. Like, I mean, you have been my friend throughout it all, and thank you. Thank you for believing in me, because I think you were one of the first people that actually believed in me.
Yeah, well, thank you for the kind words too.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful when people, when you can spark a little light with somebody, you can harmonize the light, and then they can see themselves actually, you know, healing instead of seeing themselves drowning and struggling for that air. But they can actually, you know, like that iboga was the moment that you were treading water and you were able to hold your head up and look around.
Yeah.
Instead of being down, you were there. It was like, okay, now where's the land? Where do I have to get to? And yeah, watching your journey has just been beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see somebody walk out of the darkness and walk into the light and ask people that they've harmonized in the darkness with to come along into the light. It's beautiful to watch that journey, and you know, the that was the beginning of that journey. This is just the beginning of this journey.
Oh yeah.
You know, 5 years from now, you'll be looking back and going, holy crap, I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's, and I get that. Like, I mean, like, you know, I past couple of years as I've been learning, and I've been doing some work. I mean, not a lot, but some work in, you know, in this field. And I feel like, you know, I've now gotten to a point where I have gathered the medicines that I wanted to gather, and an extra one actually with Breathwave. That was the one I wasn't expecting to get. I wanted to learn some stuff about, you know, breath patterns and, you know, breathing techniques, etc. I wasn't expecting to jump in and become a facilitator. It wasn't on my radar. You know, and now so I've gathered the medicines that I believe will help me give other people the tools that they need. You know, and for anybody coming out of addiction, go to detox for 30 days and then come to me or somebody like me that works with combo, you know, and detox with the plant, with the, you know, the frog medicine, figure out why you became an addict in the first place and help heal that, you know, using other medicines. And it can be just breath. Breath is so powerful. You don't have to take a substance if you're not ready. Yeah, I now have the tools that I can put my hand out and shine that light and go, I've been there and I did it, and I can help you do it. And that's been my goal. So in 5 years, I'm kind of hoping to, you know, maybe be knocking off, you know, the 200th person, you know, I've helped or something, right? And be celebrating that. And, that's my goal.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm watching ours go, and you know, we've got the at ease with the psilocybin aspect for the PTSD and whatnot, and then we've got the new one, the Thrive Bio Optimizers, which is all about gut health. You know, like even our greens and our berries, they're not fruity and sweet. You know, this ain't no fruity pebbles, as my buddy says. This ain't no fruity pebbles, you know, nutrition stuff. And because if you want to make it sweet, palatable, then 2/3 of that bag is going to be sweetener, right? But none of that helps you. It's what we've got is high density nutrition that, no, it doesn't taste that good. Myself, it's medicine. Name a medicine that tastes good. So I throw a spoonful of the berries, I throw a spoonful of the greens in. Oh, a medicine that tastes good. You're funny.
But not when you eat it. It doesn't taste good when you eat it. So that could be a rebuttal. But yeah, no, and I agree. Like your berries and greens in powder form, or even the 7 mushroom with cacao in powder form, very, very bitter. Bitter. Hard to take in powder form.
Yes. And the bitter going in makes things better. Sweet going in makes things worse. Yep. So it's about changing. It took me a long time to change my palate over so that the bitters don't bother me. But, with these, like I do a shake in the morning. People say, oh, eat the banana, don't grind it up. Whatever. I throw the banana in. I throw in a spoonful of the greens. I throw in a spoonful of the berries. I throw in a spoonful of the 7 mushroom. I throw in a spoonful of the cacao. I top it up with water. And then I drink it back. It's high density nutrition that helps my body heal. And when I do it that way, it tastes like banana and chocolate because the cacao overpowers the berries and the greens anyway. But the amount of nutrition that I'm putting into my body in that moment is massive. It's massively healing. The certain ingredients in there are to ignite specific processes within the gut to make certain healing things happen within the various systems. And they're all designed to sync together, the synchronicity between them all. They come from a place of the 3 of us that are involved with the company needed healing. So we started to learn what we needed to heal. And now we're just sharing what we've learned. And healing is possible. This stuff is... Our gut biome is a very powerful piece of the puzzle.
It is. It is, yeah.
Wow. I'm really excited about this because now we can go to shows and markets and stuff and set up. It's pretty hard.
Hit the wellness shows with your stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be really exciting because we've got product that it's you can dig through the science. The ingredients are put together so that they repair or you can't say repair, that they help repair or ignite the processes to repair things like long COVID, any of the COVID suffering, spike protein damage, leaky gut issues. Yeah, I'm really excited. I am. The healing so far has been good, but now that it's going to grow to this point where we can share it with more and share it on a bigger level, we're going to have the Etsy store open. I'm really excited.
It's amazing. I'm so excited.
I love being in the healing community. I love helping people heal. I love watching people heal. I love healing myself. I love watching my family and friends heal. It's just an exciting thing in a time when trauma and disease is running so rampant.
Yeah. I've been doing the same with my business.
Trauma and disease is running so rampant.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm doing the same thing with my business. The way I'm putting together everything is I'm leaving, I'm kind of breaking things up like you did. We're going to have psilocybin and NDMT over here, shush. And then I have everything else I work with is not illegal here in Canada. So I can have the combo and the 5-MeO and the hapé and the cannabis and the cacao, mainstream on my website. And that's really beautiful. And it also keeps, it keeps them separate. And I like that idea. Like I like being able to promote my legal business and still have all kinds of medicines in there.
Yeah. It's funny, you know, as I was healing, I was always looking at the microdoses, and not looking at the supplementation. But as I've healed and researched more and just buried myself in, it's like the supplementation has as much to do with the body healing as the microdosing does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. The nutrition and balancing the gut. Like since I've been taking your 7 mushroom blend, it's changed my gut. You know, as well as some of the other things that I've taken, but it's the 7 mushroom blend that I hate. I really hate going without. It's balanced my gut. It's helped my immune system. And it's just done so many wonderful things for me. And Super C Veg and what's the other one I like so much that takes Inflammaclear? Like my 3 favorite products that you have. They help my thyroid, they help my inflammation, and they help my gut. And like, holy cow. Yeah. We've got some comments. Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah, Michael. How do we? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, from Phoenix, Arizona. We're doing well, Michael. How are things in Arizona?
Wow.
So yeah, like I mean, yeah, those are your like the 3 main products that I love. I always like to keep your V-Spike and Poly Shield because you know, one of the things that they do that's kind of a side effect is I know if I'm going into a crowded spot, I take a dose of each that morning. And that helps me, that helps my immune system. It kind of gives it like a punch. So if somebody does have a cold or something, I have a much better chance at not getting it. So I use those products that way. And I love them. I have done the protocol with them and they worked wonders. And your Myo Pro is another one. You know, I come from a family of
wonders for Amy too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, I come from a family that of heart issues, and I can feel the Myo Pro work when I do a protocol of it.
It's designed to stop the different forms of misfolded proteins, asynuclein, tau, doesn't matter. It's designed to repair them so that the proteins come out proper and not misfolded. Yeah. I'm really proud of the company we got, and it's going to be super exciting to get it actually launched. I don't have the website up yet. I'm working on it, but it'll be bioscience.ca. It'll be there pretty soon.
Steve is, this is something that he's doing for his companies, for his friends, is building websites. And he will be building mine as well, which I'm really excited about. And I've got a brother that I went to my 5MEO training with that's going to be helping me with advertising, marketing, and social media stuff. And I feel very confident with these 2 gentlemen helping me that my online presence will be amazing once I get there.
Uh-oh. Does that mean I got to make sure I do a good job?
People are going to see it, Steve. Yeah.
And actually, if you can, check out johnsayer.com and then leave a little message. Let me know. What do you think of the website? How you think it looks?
And I did post johnsayer.com in the comments there, so people can click it.
Yeah, check it out and then let me know what you think of it. That would be awesome. If you notice any spelling mistakes or something that buggered up, just let me know. But I'd be honored to get the input.
Hello, Carolyn.
Doll and Steve.
I'm Doll.
Oh,
you're Steve. I'm Doll.
I'm just kidding. You're Doll and I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to be parked and moved today. By the end of the day, I'll be all anchored in my new spot.
I can't wait to get the picture.
I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited for you. It's something that it's been a conversation you've had for about 6 weeks now, and I'm glad it's all coming to fruition today.
Yeah. Yeah. The flow. Stepping into the flow. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. I've been dropping lots of wows today. I keep floating through and looking at processing all the stuff and then just coming out with wow. You know, it's because it's been a pretty scary time over the last little while, right? People have been freaking out. There's a lot of scary shit. I quit watching the news a while ago, but apparently if you're watching the news, there's just all sorts of bullshit going on and people are running scared. And it's just nice, you know, when you come into your 6 degrees of separation and you see everything going in the right direction and people are enjoying and life is flowing and healing is happening. It's I think we're at a turning point. I think the energy of Earth is at a turning point, and it's gonna bounce back and forth for a while. But I think we're on the upswing to a nice wave, and you know, it's got to go through the old wave has got to kind of do that little swoosh and come back up, and we're like it's all the garbage it was carrying is just dumping right now, and it's just about to go into that swoosh here. We're still dumping a bunch of the garbage in the wave before it does that nice swoosh on the upswing of the one you want to ride on, that beautiful golden surfboard.
Lovely, Steve. Yeah.
Did you like the way I ended it on the golden surfboard?
On the golden surfboard, yeah. Yeah. Is that going to be okay in the water?
Oh yeah.
Does gold float?
Mine does. Oh.
And on that note, it is.
Oh, it's golden time. Hey, it's that time of the day where we got to say goodbye. Bye. So we'll see you next week on the Mushy Moment, bringing you more stuff.
Stuff.
Bye. Bye, Cindy. See you later.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. You're watching the 420 Pace, found at 420pace.ca. This one comes to me from theounce.ca, and the headline on it says, pre-rolls overtake flower as consumer favorite, according to report. Now, pre-rolls have passed flower as the top grossing cannabis category in Canada, according to a new report. Using data provided by sales analytics firm Headset, The report reveals pre-rolls generated more than $1.27 billion in revenue in 2024, with nearly 69 million units sold, securing 32.8% of the market. Second at the time to flower. But by the mid-2025, pre-rolls had overtaken flower in sales to become Canada's top grossing cannabis product category, the report says. It goes on and says that through September 9th of this year, pre-roll sales reached $982 million and a 34% of the market share. That's up 72 million, up from 72 million. That's 8% over the previous year period, and on pace to break last year's record. Now, it also goes on to say, by comparison, flower recorded $909 million in sales and 32% of the market share over the same period. That's down $23 million. Now, as far as what's the most favorable pre-rolls and stuff, they say general admission has risen to the top of the Canadian pre-roll market on the strength of its flowered or flavored and infused pre-rolls. And they also say that other top performers on this list include Shred, famous for its terpene-rich blends, and Back 40, which is a heritage brand known for accessible, large multi-packs. The report also highlights Jeter. That's America's best-selling pre-roll brand, which made a powerful entrance into the Canadian market in 2024. And Redican, an Ontario-based company recognized for its iconic Ready Slim pre-roll packs. So there you go. Those are the pre-rolls have taken over flower. I guess the convenience of just buying something that is already made and ready to go. And all you got to do is take it out of the tube or out of the package and light it up. And you're not fighting the wind or the rain to try to roll one while you're out and about.
You're watching the 420 Pace Reroll Saturday.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp.
Yes, it is. It is time for hemp. I am your host, Casper Leach, and my joint host, Al Graham, and Al Byrne and I are going to be letting you know all the important things about cannabis hemp today. Don't forget, anytime you hear the word joint on the big broadcast, we want you to fire up your bongs, your pipes, your vaporizers, and take time for hemp. Today's focus is going to be on medical cannabis. And before we get too far into the program, please, if you get a chance, hit the like and share button below and share us with your friends and let everybody know that cannabis is a wonderful thing to utilize, even if you're utilizing it for nothing more than just medication. And I say just medication because this plant can do so much more. Isn't that right, Al Graham?
It sure is, Casper. It sure is. There's no doubt about that. I read Jack's book, 50,000 uses for cannabis.
Absolutely. And you talk about it on a program up there in Canada, don't you?
Yes, correct. The PACE network, People Advocating Cannabis Education, is what PACE stands for. We broadcast 7 days a week.
And we've also got an author on the program who's also a joint host on the big broadcast, and his name is Al Bird. Hey, Al, how you doing?
Yes, I have a book. It's called For Country and Cannabis. Of course, it's an excellent book. It is a book. It's 360 pages long. It's a lot about history of medical cannabis. Thank you, Casper. It's a history of medical cannabis. How did medical cannabis come to the United States, to Canada, to Europe? Who did it? Who were those people, and how did they bring it to the fact now that we have cannabis in the pharmacopoeia of something like 30 countries around the world? So that's what the book is. Now, along the way, I ran some conferences about medical cannabis. You probably heard about it, Patients Out of Time. And I think it was back in 2004 or 2006. There was a morning break in a conference, and I was still up on the podium. That was my thing. I did moderator. And a beautiful young lady came up to me and thanked me for my work and said, I think I'm going to do something with this into the future. And we shook hands and had a little chat, and she left. Well, she's back. Yep. We have our guest tonight. Again, I've known her for some 18 years or 16, a long time, and we're not buddies, but I've admired her work, and her work has taken us to the top of medical cannabis education. And we're going to find out a lot about that. The other thing, but I'm gonna have a leading question for her that she's prepared for, but you're not. Anyway, let me introduce Dr. Nick. Now this is French. Now wait a minute. Don't help me. Don't help me. I want to do this. Per shot. Was I close? Just close. Hi, Nick. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's great seeing you again.
It is, and we're so happy to have you here. And I know you've just met these guys, and so I have a leading question. This stuff above your right shoulder, in the picture,
Yes.
What is that? What is that?
So I had a very good friend from elementary and middle school who I grew up with, and he used to draw caricatures. It was just something that he used to do, and he was a huge advocate of cannabis as well and struggled a lot with anxiety and such, and cartooning and characters were part of his passion. And last year, he did this on my ceiling in my office for me. And unfortunately, a couple of months ago, he just passed away. So this ceiling means an awful lot to me now, and even more so than before. And I do a lot of work with perception. Cannabis has brought a lot of perception to my life in overcoming anxiety and toxic behaviors. And this is a focal piece in my office because if anybody sits in here, it's a great conversational piece because each face, each depiction of an emotion has a different interpretation, perception, and meaning to anyone that comes in here.
Well, that's great. Your friend left you a gift. We're sorry for the loss. We certainly know we've all lost, and it never goes away. We get that. All right. Well, let me take you back to a happier time.
Yes.
Yes, this lady was a U.S. Marine. Tell us about that. Why did you must have been young. How did that all go down?
I actually joined the Marine Corps when I was 21 years old. My dad was a United States Air Force veteran. He was a nose gunner in World War II and Korea and flew 35 missions with his brother in the same plane, the Worry Bird.
Wow.
I have two older brothers, and my dad, who was a very kind soul, was also a very strong male chauvinist. And after his military career, was a contractor and would not hire me because I was a girl. So I left nursing school and I worked for another construction company, and I did work with them for a year, and he still wouldn't hire me. So I thought if I went into the Marine Corps and showed him I was just as strong as his boys, he would then allow me to be part of his company. So I went into boot camp and became a Marine. I was supposed to be a military police, but I wanted to go in sooner than the delayed entry program would allow. So I entered in open contract and went into boot camp and did my 13 weeks in Paris Island and ended up falling into electronics and was a teletype computer technician.
Wow.
So that was my background of why. And it still didn't get me into my dad's construction.
You should have gone to the Seabees, Nick.
Unfortunately, at that time, they weren't accepting women.
So when did you first discover cannabis?
Yeah.
I first discovered cannabis actually in high school, and I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Wait a minute. Were you eating it or were you smoking it?
I was smoking it, and I was one of the ones.
And you didn't like it?
No, unfortunately, I was one of the minority who get very paranoid from cannabis, something that not a lot of people like to talk about. So it wasn't a benefit to me when I first started using it.
Are you an alien life form?
I think so. Some have said such.
But it sounds like even though that was something that bothered you, you obviously became an expert at it.
Yes. So in 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I had a total left mastectomy. And through the medical testing, they felt that I did not need chemo or radiation, and that I had maybe a 16% chance that my breast cancer would return. Fast forward 18 months later, my breast cancer did return. And in that, I had to go through chemotherapy and radiation. And unbeknownst to me, I was allergic to the antiemetics, which is the nausea medication to help me get through my chemotherapy. And at the same time, I actually started writing a blog on Facebook. And at that time, it was called Breast Cancer and Me. And it was just a nursing open journal of a nurse's journey with their second time and their second battle with breast cancer as a patient, what that felt like, and the emotions and the physical and spiritual, all of the combinations of feelings and thoughts and physical side effects that go along with a cancer diagnosis. That's where people started following my blog and started saying, you need to try cannabis. So that was when I was 45. So 16 was the first time I tried cannabis. So fast forward decades later, now I was in a predicament because I was also a director of nursing operations at an assisted living community. I was living in Rhode Island, but also for a nurse to use cannabis, I was potentially in a situation where I could have lost my nursing license.
Wow. Yeah. So at that time, you were an RN, a registered nurse?
Yes. At that time, I was a registered nurse. I did have my master's degree. And I let the administrator at the assisted living know that at 111 pounds and I was emaciated and I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, that I was going to go through the legal process and get my medical card and become a medical patient because I was in a medical state.
Right.
And she said, you know, thank you for letting me know, but if you're going to be on the news or anything, please make sure that you tell us. So, you know, again, because it would bring potential negativity to the facility that I was then running.
I get you. But what I'm curious about now, as a nurse, as an RN, you had patients and experience on different wards. I'm sure you go through everything. Had you seen cannabis being used therapeutically in your nursing experience?
So up until this time, not really. It wasn't really discussed, and it sure wasn't allowed in nursing homes, on psychiatric units, in the assisted living. It was something that was not discussed in my career. And this month, I've been a nurse for 30 years. So it was not discussed. So I wasn't informed or educated about cannabis as medicine until I reached out on the web and started to learn more about it. And it was actually a man, his name is Steve Placek from Pennsylvania, who actually was the one who kept sending me articles and peer review and said, look, you have to try cannabis, I'm telling you. And finally, after all of his perseverance, I reached out to him and said, okay, please tell me how I do this legally. Please tell me the steps I need to take. And he guided me through the process, navigated me through the process to make the right connections in Rhode Island to get my medical card and to get on a medical program, to then have a caregiver and a dispensary. Because at that time, we're talking 2013, 14. So I needed my medical card, and in the state of Rhode Island, I could have a caregiver and I could have a dispensary. So I was allowed to have both. And so that's how I started to get involved. And then once I started to share my journey with cannabis at the assisted living, then I had family members and some of my elder patients asking me about cannabis as treatment for them.
They say that when you become a patient and you see the benefits of cannabis, that you cannot be quiet, that you have to share everything with everybody. And that's how you educate other people in the process.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Now, you mentioned 30 years prior to all that you had problems smoking the cannabis. So when you became registered with the dispensary and stuff and got your license, did you try the cannabis as far as smoking, or did you go on to the edibles and stuff instead?
So my caregiver was a veteran, Chapman Dickerson, who was actually a veteran who was my caregiver, who now owns a dispensary here in Massachusetts. And he came to my house with a care package of flower, tinctures, drinks, salve, edibles in this care package, and spent a few hours with me on how I should try to incorporate cannabis into my care. And Chappie saved my life.
How kind that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know that guy. He did the same thing for my daughter.
Well, now one thing I'm curious about, I know that Patients at a Time had on their website this great library of information, and you could even go there and take part in their study and take part in their education and add credentials to your license. And I was under the impression that was almost mandatory among the nursing community at this point. I'm surprised that you missed all that. It took so long to find it.
it is not mandatory. And I did get my first, wasn't like technically a certification, but at Patients at a Time, I believe it was in 2015, where I did go through the program there. That was the first time I had my first real education for nursing, was there in 2015 in Florida. And after that, I started doing extensive research with cannabis nursing and trying to learn and do as much as I could. In 2014, when I was searching the web, it was Marcy Cooper, a nurse who I found through Mary's Medicinals, who was the one who connected me to Patients Out of Time. And then she was really instrumental, again, in navigating me through the nursing side of things. I did work for years with Marcy Cooper and Heather Manis, and from the Cannabis Nurses Network. And now I'm pretty much more so into research and back to, I work as a psychiatric nurse. My background is geriatric and psychiatric nursing. And I really want to continue to advocate from the inside of the medical system. A lot of nurses are stepping away from the bedside and moving into cannabis nursing from consulting or coaching or kind of outside coming in, trying to educate from the outside in. And I'm really dedicated to changing the system from the inside out, because that's where the lies.
Yeah, we're allies in that. We always have been. Well, I'm sorry I misplaced the timing that we had.
That's okay.
I remember you coming up to a conference. I just thought it was much earlier. But, well, we're glad you came. Thank you. And those nurses that you mentioned, folks, I know those women. They're great. They are, all of those women are pioneer nurses. They really are, as is Neek. Well, listen. Let's go to now. You're in 2015. That's 10 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. And now you've just been enlightened. Wow. And just what Al Graham said. Now I got to do something with it. You're already.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I know you did. So we're going there. But 10 years ago, you said, "Boy, this is something I've just learned a lot. I've got to go and learn more." How did you learn more and enough to get to the point where you felt you could go to another nurse and teach him or her? How did you learn all that?
So I also got my medical certification in cannabis at the Pacific College of Oriental Medicine back in April of 2020, I believe, was their first graduating class for that certificate program.
Oriental medicine? Oriental medicine?
It was Pacific College of Oriental Medicine was what it was called back when I did the certificate program. There was a location in San Diego and I believe in New York. Now it's Pacific. Yeah, Pacific College of Oriental.
Yeah, it's all right. I just find that very interesting that you went to an Eastern medicine type institution rather than Western. Why did you do that?
That was the first of its kind program available in medical cannabis.
Wow.
So it wasn't my master's or anything. It was just a certificate program. So I wanted to go through that. Also in 2016, after a year or so of fighting for the rights of nurses to use cannabis as medicine, I started to pop positive for nursing interviews on purpose to show that I had a medical card and I was a breast cancer survivor, and I couldn't get hired. So I was like a paycheck away from being homeless. I was living out of my office, and I decided to pack up my bags and head out to California. And so in 2016, I headed out to California with a friend who sent me plane tickets to go out there and learn more about cannabis and get a job in nursing in California. I did have to stop using so I could pass the drug test. So, because then even with a medical card, nurses were still not allowed to use cannabis.
Wow.
And I passed my drug test, and I started looking into all different types of alternative medicine because cannabis opened up my mind from nursing to really look at spiritual and, again, like this perception and different angles of our health that traditional medicine and traditional nursing never taught me. So not only was I doing cannabis, and again, I still had paranoia from the cannabis. So I was taking these programs not only as a nurse, but for myself, because I was really trying to figure out how to microdose my way into a healthy state, because that anxiety and paranoia was real for me. So that was one of my big forms of advocacy too, is talking about the negative aspects of cannabis that I know a lot of pro-cannabis people don't like to discuss, but it needs to be discussed because you can microdose your way into a healthy use of cannabis. And people don't understand. Some people think that 10 milligrams is a microdose, but for somebody like me, I'm talking like 2.5 milligrams, sometimes even 1 milligram. So again, that's where I really wanted to try to understand cannabis as medicine. And if it had these benefits for me, and if it's really starting to open up my mind, and it was really starting to benefit my lifelong struggles with chronic suicidality, anxiety, and depression, I was blessed by my second diagnosis with breast cancer, because now this plant started to help me understand all these other aspects of my life that traditional therapy and medicine missed.
Wow.
So
now I understand microdosing. We have to microdose here. We have to microdose our information in half-hour sound bites. And I will certainly also tell you that the only bad aspect to cannabis is the high cost. Everything else is just perfect. There's no downside. There's no downside. But we'll talk more about that in the second part of this interview, because I want our audience to learn more from you. And I really want everybody to let their friends know how important it is to share cannabis, not only at 420 for recreation, but for medicinal purposes. So I do ask you to make it a point to tune in to check out the second segment of this interview here at Time for Hemp.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Throughout Earth's history, hemp has been used, no mystery. Hemp was legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your faxes. The founding fathers make sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally. Think of all its uses. It's money that's well spent. Right now, no excuses. It's time for hemp. sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place this world will be. It's time for hemp. Fuel and food and clothes and soap, housing, cars, yeah, cars, no joke. Henry Ford built a car of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed with balanced farming as it's meant. Right now, it's time for hemp. Hemp is a true necessity for the wealth and protection of this country. These are words of Jefferson Thomas. He grew hemp. Why not us? It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to lift the hemp ban. Yes, we can. I know we can. We can make a difference. Yes, we can. Yes, I know we can. We can work together and lift the hemp ban. Look at all that money. Yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for you. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation. Yeah, it's time for hemp.
Time for Hemp is a Pace Radio Network content provider.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at Pace.
You're watching the 420 Pace, found at 420pace.ca. You've been watching Rerolled Saturdays. Thank you to our guests, our hosts, and our viewers. Up next, Rerolled Saturday Nighttime Edition. It gets started at 4 p.m. See you then.